Part of your story caught me when you said that these gals gave you their saved up ramen.
Yeah.
It's so in a room full of hardened criminals, these gals had like pity and compassion, and
they're really sweet. I speak Farsi and then Spanish. Later learned French and a little bit English.
I forget who it was that said this, and it may be completely rude and racist, whatever they said, but I'm going to repeat it and see what your opinion did. They
Okay.
See how pissed off you get.
I like it.
I don't know what they meant.
This is a fun game.
I don't even know what they meant by it.
There's an area of Iran. That's where the original Aryans lived and came from, and that's actually where the name Iran comes from. It's supposed to sound in Iran. It's very close to Aryan.
Right, and over the centuries, things sound a little different.
Yeah, and so I'm actually white. I'm whiter than most white people.
Hello, family and friends. Welcome to another Talks with Lemonade. This is available to the billions around the world on YouTube in 4K and audio streaming services like Pandora, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. If you like this content, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. And now onto the podcast. A good one to start with is speaking four languages. That sounds pretty interesting. What languages do you speak?
So I speak Farsi and then Spanish. Later learned French and a little bit English.
Yeah, a little bit of English?
Poquito.
Okay,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
On either of the three, have you spent time in countries, a lot of time in those countries, like as in months instead of weeks?
Yeah, I guess I learned all those languages because I had to. It wasn't like, now I appreciate it, obviously, but, it started out because I was born in Iran, so obviously you learn language that you're born in. Then we moved to the States, and I was, thrown into kindergarten, and I had to learn English, and then that stuck around for a while. And then it's funny, in high school, I wanted to learn French, but everybody wanted French. And so I went with my second choice, which was Spanish, which was obviously very useful in California.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you're east side LA.
What?
So you have to speak Spanish out there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was the best choice for sure. And then but it worked out because I eventually learned French because I went to grad school in Switzerland, and then so it worked out. Yeah.
Okay, so born in Iran, and the language there is Farsi?
Correct.
So for most Americans, we have no idea what's going on in Iran besides some ideas we get from the news, maybe?
Yeah. So a lot of people, when I say Iran, they're not really sure. And if I say, if I say Persia, they're like, oh yeah, what is that movie, 300, that kind of thing? Yeah. I feel like nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Is Aladdin kind of Persian? Is that or no?
No.
I just
that's
displayed my
Arabian. I don't know.
I'm trying to remember the musical.
Is.
I don't know.
Let's go with yes. Okay.
Oh, so Arabian is a wider geographic region.
Yeah, I don't know if that's okay to say anymore. I think that used to be like a theme, you know what I mean?
As long as you don't say Arab.
Oh,
well, don't say that. Sorry.
Don't say it anyway. But basically, Iran.
I'm flagging that.
Okay, good. So basically, Iran is it's like one country in the Middle East, right?
Yeah.
A long time ago, there was feuds with Arabs, which is why there's so much of their cultural and linguistic impact, in Iran.
Yeah.
But I think if you really ask either an Arab or a Persian, they don't really get along. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So it's kind of similar. They eat similar things.
What if I tell you what I think Iran is, and you can tell me?
I'll say yes or no. Let's play.
You can tell me I'm wrong.
Okay.
So it's near.
You're wrong. Okay,
it's near Iraq, right?
Yeah, it's next to Iraq. Yeah.
And they're generally mad at each other and fighting each other to some extent.
Honestly, I'm not an expert in those geopolitical fun stuff.
Yeah.
But from what I know, it's pretty hot and heavy there.
Okay, they extremely dislike each other, generally speaking.
I believe so.
We know they speak Farsi in Iran. Was there a time in the 60s and 70s where Iran was
dope?
we're kind of westernizing and
absolutely.
And being more like what we understand in the U.S. with universities and I don't know, free speech and democracy.
Gosh, you know so much.
Well, I have an uncle.
Was Persian?
Well, yeah, Uncle Mac was originally.
Really?
I think he came over in the 70s.
Wow, you're kidding. No, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and I think he didn't go back because of, I think Iran kind of went down more a religious path.
They absolutely did.
Okay.
I lost my train of thought. We were talking about, you said before.
No, you're just telling me if I'm wrong about Iran.
Yeah. No, but you said something interesting that I wanted to pick at.
They were more like us before and then went down a religious path?
Yeah,
or?
so like if you look up like pictures like on Google of like, I don't know, Iran in the 60s, you can get like women that look like pinups, like hanging out on cars. And it's just,
it's like sexy time?
Yeah, it's so odd. Like they were totally free. And like if you talk to like my mom or like anyone of that generation, they're like, yeah, you know, we never had to wear any kind of scarf, and you know, we wore swimsuits, and life was very different. I can't imagine. Can you? Like, I think my mom was probably 79. I'd say she's probably like 18 when the revolution happened. Can you imagine? Like your whole life is like completely changed only because of your sex too. Like I remember my mom told me that I think we had to leave Iran eventually because they couldn't make ends meet, and it was because my mom, who was a translator, was like just all of a sudden paid less. Like they just completely lowered her salary to where apparently it wasn't livable.
So the religious changes, so that included having women cover up more? Is that it's kind of like, it seems like a very taking away their rights. Yeah, very male dominated.
Yeah.
And so in her case, here you get paid less because you're a woman.
Yeah, at the same, position at the same place. So
okay, that's terrible, but I guess lucky for us because we get you guys coming to America.
Yeah, so. See, and then now there's like this crazy like population, and like in LA, it's called like Tehrangelis now, I guess.
Yeah,
because there's like over 1 million Persians that just emigrated.
Wow,
yeah.
Is it near Glendale or where's the?
Well, no, that's Armenians.
Oh, it's Armenians own Glendale.
Yeah, they do.
And any small used Mercedes dealership.
Yeah.
Is Armenian.
Absolutely. Or Persian. See, that's where it gets confusing, right? You're like, who's screwing me over here?
Okay, Armenians are geographically closer to Turkey? I think there was some bad beef there too, yeah. Okay. We won't dig up Armenia. That's a whole nother.
Yeah.
I have a question. I dated a girl that was Persian.
Okay.
Good
luck.
I don't...
Did she look like Aladdin?
Yeah.
What was the
gal?
Looked
like Aladdin.
She looked like Jasmine.
Jasmine, that worked out better.
I forget who it was that said this, and it may be completely rude and racist, whatever they said, but I'm going to repeat it and see what your opinion did. They
See how pissed off you get.
I like it.
I don't know what they meant
by it. This is a fun game.
I don't even know what they meant by it. I told the person, hey, I'm dating a Persian, and they're like, oh.
An Iranian.
They said,
is that what it was?
It's a person that says they're Persian they don't want to admit that they're a part or inside of Iran, or that's what they said.
Oh.
And I'm like, I don't know what to take out of that.
The person that say that, do you remember if they were Persian?
No, they were not.
They weren't. Yeah, that just sounds very ignorant because it's the exact same, geological space. Geographical.
Geological.
No,
works.
geographical.
Sure.
Either. But I think if I remember,
those are all correct.
Okay,
his point was saying it from a government or a political standpoint where the person hates the government.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, shows what I know, but that makes sense. I guess they were okay with the old Persia, and if you're okay with Iran because it's technically like the Islamic Republic of, so that makes sense.
What if I said, if I was overseas and I'm American, but I'm not down with the current political party?
But we don't quite have a word for that. So that I'm guessing that person was saying that the political divide there was so heavy that, people are choosing to say, I'm Persian, I'm not Iranian. That's what I'm assuming from what
Interesting. No one's ever mentioned that to me, but I guess it makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah. You could be proud of the heritage and the culture and the history and not be okay with the current.
And I think I'm guessing by him saying that is exactly that.
Did you go ask the beautiful gal?
I did. I was afraid of getting slapped. I don't know what that guy meant.
That's funny. Yeah, you didn't want to step on anything on accident.
I don't want Jasmine Call out the tiger.
I like it.
Busy telling her.
The smart guy. So that's the kind of guy that can date a Persian girl.
Mr. International Relations over here.
Yeah, for sure.
And on one of the dates, we went to a Persian restaurant and ordered food and drinks so I could try it out. There was one drink that looked like a yogurt white drink.
Yeah, Duke. Yeah.
And I try to be very open to all cultures. And it
wasn't for you.
It wasn't for me, but I did try. I took 2 big drinks.
Yeah.
Or 2 big gulps. And then I'm like, I don't know. Then I took 2 more because I really do honestly try. And she saw me. She's like, I drank about half the cup. Yeah. She took the cup.
Have you ever tried this?
No, but I'm wondering because you like yogurt, right?
It's called Dew. Yeah, it's yogurt with salt and water and ice. And you pour it in a pitcher basically or whatever.
Salt, water, ice, yogurt. Okay.
And some people either use like carbonated water, which like you're like super fancy, like you got the means. You know?
Get crazy with
it. Yeah. Or like you pour like dried mint on it, and it's super yummy. It's like really refreshing. But if you've never had it, I can't imagine how like funky. It's like drinking like pickle juice or something. I feel like probably.
Americans do that.
The little green pieces in it. So that was mint.
It's mint. Yeah.
I didn't know, but then the only thing I could relate it to, I mean, unfortunately, I really don't like to make fun of culture and their food.
No, I hear you. No, I get it. It's no Calpico.
From a uneducated American standpoint, if I had to describe it to the audio listeners or video watchers, to me, it looked like ranch and it drank like ranch.
Yeah, interesting.
So
ranch. I like
it tastes
that.
like ranch?
Well, I drink ranch
dressing.
too, so that goes to show you.
A little bit like a watery ranch.
Yeah.
And it's misleading because it looks like, creamy. You're like, what is this white substance?
Maybe
is it going to be like sticky or syrupy? Yeah.
Okay.
And you're like, oh.
So dip your pepperoni pizza in there and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Just melt it in there and just drink.
Okay. Is there a good Persian restaurant in Las Vegas?
There's a few.
If you had to have one represent.
Okay, go to Zaytoon.
Zaytoon. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like no frills.
Yeah.
You probably order to go. You're better off.
Don't hang around for the ambiance.
Yeah.
Like Sahara and Buffalo.
Yeah, I don't know these things.
We should go get some of the Duke and.
Yeah, you should. No, honestly, their food's really good.
Am I saying it right?
We should go. We should go plan a meetup there.
Have a Duke challenge.
Well.
Yeah.
People are down. Let's put money in and see who doesn't barf or something.
Whoever drinks the most gets the money.
Yeah. But I'm excluded. Steph's excluded. You're excluded because But
it wasn't terrible. It just wasn't. I don't want to drink a whole cup of it.
It's funny talking about it. I want it so bad now. Those pregnancy cravings are coming. Oh boy.
There is I think it's called. This is probably a totally different culture. It's jalab the drink. It's I believe rose water, pine nuts.
Oh, golab. That's cute the way you said it.
Is it
golab? Yeah.
But how does it spell?
Golab.
Oh, okay. I think I remember seeing it Jallab, but.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I could see that.
What's in galop?
It like literally means water of flower. So it's like.
Sounds like the same.
It's very fragrant. It smells really good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And how'd you have it? Like as a syrup, like as a drink that was like sweetened.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got like these like jasmine or like you don't know what kind of floral tones. It's bomb.
I want to say about 5 years ago, I bought the ingredients. I actually made it here.
That's cute. I
remember buying the pine nuts. I was like, fuck. 10. It was like.
Wait, pine nuts?
Yeah, I think.
I didn't know that.
Oh, they added pine nuts. So it's the rose water syrup, I think. And then I forget if it was water or carbonated, carbonated water, I think.
I mean, he might have been looking at a Whitey recipe, right?
No, come on. Cut him some slack. Poor guy.
Was it a Martha Stewart website? Is that the...
No, well, actually, the original place that I...
That's so rude.
I'm in trouble.
I went to a Persian restaurant in San Diego, and that's how they served it. I remember with the pine nuts.
With pine nuts?
Interesting.
I came,
Are you sure it wasn't pistachios? It was pine nuts?
It was really good.
Really? Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm not
we'll
that
ask
Persian.
around the streets.
I guess so. Or we'll go have some.
Yeah. So genetically, are you 100% Persian genes? Okay.
Yes. There's an area of Iran.
Uh-huh.
That's where the original Aryans lived and came from, and that's actually where the name Iran comes from. It's supposed to sound in Iran. It's very close to Aryan.
Right, and over the centuries,
yeah,
things sound a little different.
Yeah, and
right.
so I'm actually white. I'm whiter than most white people.
You're genetically very Caucasian.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Huh.
But I don't get any credit for it. Like if it's like a standardized test or something, they're like check one, and there's not me anywhere. I'm like, do I do Asian and white or
other?
So
yeah,
there's no fun in it. It's just you're white but no benefits.
Okay, so
how long did you were born there?
I was born there, and I moved here around grade school age, like 4 or 5.
Oh, okay, so I mean, basically your memories. I mean, up to the age of 5, that's really not much that you remember of Iran.
Actually, I have a weird long-term memory.
Oh,
yeah, I remember quite a few things that you probably shouldn't remember.
I probably owe you some apologies then, because I'm always.
That's short term, and that's fine. You're good. I have 0.
No, but you probably remember stupid shit I've said.
Nothing comes to mind, so
okay.
That's good. But if I think of something, I'll text you.
Okay.
Remember this?
The day after we met.
I can't believe it. Yeah. Oh, angry texting.
Yeah.
So
sorry.
What do you remember back then?
Just a lot of BS, things that should operate correctly and don't. People kind of are very makeshifty about certain things. I remember a car of somebody we knew, they were leaving or whatever, so we're saying bye outside, and I could put my hand through the windshield because there was no windshield glass, and they just drove around like that, like it was normal.
Yeah.
Things where you just kind of make do.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
So in Iran at that time, I would imagine it was hard to order a windshield, and a car with no windshield is 100% better than no car.
Yeah.
So
you want to have a car.
Yeah, as long as it gets you from here to there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, traffic's really bad.
Yeah.
I think it's really unsafe.
I think Americans wouldn't be that mad about not having a windshield. It's more like we'd get a ticket, right? I don't think you're allowed to.
I'd be terrified to drive without one. What do you mean? Wouldn't you?
I mean, you get bugs in your teeth.
You get bird shit. You get everything. Yeah. You don't think that's dangerous? Do you know how many rocks fly?
Yeah, well, but was it freeway like here? Because if you're not on the freeway, a windshield's probably not too bad.
There's not a whole lot of freeway, but
yeah,
in the city, you should be careful of stuff.
Yeah, I think it's all relative. If I'm the only guy on the block with a car, and it's got no windshield, I'm still the guy on the block.
You're the cool guy.
I'm still the guy with the car, right?
I guess maybe that's how it works.
I think,
but yeah, and we had an outhouse, to go potty at night. I remember being a kid, my mom would have to drag me outside. We had this dog that I was afraid of, but in the dark you can't even see him, so you're I hope he doesn't eat me. Walk a mile to the outhouse, do your thing, and then go back to bed. So just things like that. But it depends. I mean, that was we also lived in a more rural area and stuff, and there you'll have an outhouse, but they have plumbing.
I usually pee at least twice a night while I'm sleeping.
Really?
I wonder if it'd be less if I had to walk a mile past savage dogs.
I know, right? You would be I'll hold it for next time.
I'll hold it for 12 hours.
Good God, right? That's scary. That's a lot on a kid. But
well, I mean, at the very least, I think I would start getting a bedpan or a Gatorade bottle or finding other ways to not go anywhere.
Be creative. Yeah, for sure. Or just go in the garden, right outside the.
Yeah, why can't I pee on the vegetables?
Come on now. Yeah. All the crops. That's so rude.
All these roses. What do we do with them? We make
good. That's awesome.
That's fascinating to get a window into that time of your life.
Growing up, did your parents carry a lot of Persian tradition that they pushed on you?
I mean, we have Persian New Year. When I was younger, we would do Ramadan. I don't know if you know that.
Is that fasting?
Yeah, you fast. But it's there's more to it than that. It's actually there's a bunch of other rules, but you actually can eat, but very specific times of day. But we would do it based on the times of day in Iran. And so like my mom, again, she'd wake me up at like 3 a.m. to like eat dinner, and it would be like this feast of rice and sauce and meat. You know what I mean? And then I go back to bed, and then I wake up at 7 for school, and like everything's normal, but super weird. But not really, because I think a lot of Persians, when they leave Iran, going to any other country, they really let go of like everything they didn't like, and unfortunately that's kind of associated with their religion.
That's interesting.
And so a lot of the traditions kind of go away with it, except for the main ones, like I said, like Persian New Year. That one's a big one. That's a hit. What day of the year is Persian New Year? So it's in March. It's usually around like I think the mid-March somewhere.
Okay.
And it's kind of like we're just talking about Chinese New Year, where you get money in an envelope, and you know everyone dresses nice, try to wear something new and cute, and then eat a whole bunch of good stuff, and then you have like one uncle get drunk, and like 2 aunts fight.
Gotcha.
And then you pass out somewhere.
Yeah, sounds like New Year's.
You said
right.
It had to do a lot with religion, the dropping of religion? What do you mean by that?
So, there's like a couple main religions coming out of Iran. The biggest, I don't want to make a mistake. I think the biggest is Muslim, and then right after that is Jews. And then there's like a couple other smaller kind of spiritual religions, like Zoroastrian, which is like supposedly like the most ancient religion of all, and
sounds ancient.
Yeah, they kind of follow like I think the sun and things like that. And so like with Muslims, like because you see obviously like how crazy, how intense it is out there. When they leave, they just want to leave all that behind, And so a lot of them really just, they don't convert, but they really just become almost, atheist.
Do you think that's due to their memory of like a harsh country, the government, or because I guess in my thoughts of when I see the Vietnamese, my mom, grandma, and whatnot, when they came here, it seemed like they carry a lot of the Vietnamese tradition with them, and it was they're very proud of it. In a sometimes almost too much, I think.
I see what you mean.
Sometimes they
want to compensate for the fact
that there you go. That's a good way of putting it.
They're out of their country, so let's really make it real. And
I
dig that. That's very different, though. I think a lot of people have like shame coming from like this country that, like we said, like once was, so free and westernized, and everybody roamed happy and did what they want, and then to all of a sudden be under this regime. Like I think they're very upset about it. I don't want to misspeak. They're not upset about being Muslim.
You're representing all Iranians right now.
I know. I'm like, wait, let me get my facts right. It's not about being Muslim that they're trying to let go of. They're trying to let go of the misrepresentation of it from the government. And so, but unfortunately, they don't even want to be associated with it anymore by others. And so they're like, no, like I'm not Muslim. I'm just nothing, I'm spiritual, and I care about others, this and that, but I don't affiliate with anything. And then I think there's like, the Jews too, but the Jews are, they don't have anything to say because there was no issue in Iran about that.
Right.
So.
And then it's easy to find a Jewish church in the U.S.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah. In most cities, you can.
Okay. I haven't seen one in Vegas.
It's right in Henderson, right off of Valle Verde.
Interesting.
Next to the Coles.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's a big one.
Okay. That's funny.
There's a small Jewish community.
Interesting.
In Las Vegas. That's
cool.
There's a New York style bagel cafe.
Okay.
That you walk in and like, oh, hi guys.
Oh, cool. I like it. Okay.
Hey everybody.
Like a deli type cafe.
Yeah, and it's very like Jewish New York style.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
If you're looking to find somebody named Shlomo, go in there, and he might be hanging around.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
Oh well, also because the free magazines, and there's like a Jewish free magazine, like a Star of David kind of.
I like it.
Yeah. So they're I think if you were Jewish and you wanted to find, I'm sure it's different, being Iranian Jewish versus American Jewish, but if your beliefs are similar enough, you can probably find.
I'm sure. Yeah. Exactly.
I think.
Yeah. You
I don't know.
Meet in the middle somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know. I may have totally misspoken that one.
Well, aren't we all?
Have you been back to Iran since 5? Oh, not at all.
Gosh, no. apparently it's very risky to do so. I recently talked to like a customs officer because I was doing my, that global entry. You get this cool card if you sign up online, and basically global entry means you never have to deal with crap again at the airport. So there's no line.
This is a certified I'm not a terrorist card?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. And so you bypass, security, you have your own lane and there's no one in it.
Yeah.
And then you get the customs, they have like, it's all like automated. So you just like do your card and then you basically go through while you watch everyone else like line up. Anyway, so I was doing that. And
do you get to keep your shoes on?
Yeah, you get to keep your shoes on. You don't even have to unpack. You don't have to, I don't think, unpack your computer, anything like that. I know. Okay. It's dope.
All right.
Yeah, look into it.
Does it cost money?
It costs $100, but I think there's quite a few credit card companies. You might actually possess one already that pays for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Part of the deal. Nice.
Yep. So anyway, so I was, you have to do an interview for that at the end. And like you said, make sure, you're all clear. And so I asked him, because it came up that I was born in Iran. And I said, well, what would happen actually if I were to go? Because all my life people have said like weird stories. You don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. Like like they might stop you for no reason and question you. They might detain you. They might do God knows what. I mean, my mom has like friends whose daughters have unfortunately lived very cruel things in Iran, and people kind of project on you, but a lot of it's valid, right? Yeah. So I asked him, and he basically said, well, we're not gonna not question you if you come back from there, Yeah. And I don't know the extent of that. So I unfortunately haven't been able to.
It's not an easy place to visit.
No, and because I have an American passport. So, I mean, I think there's Persians all over the world that come and go as they please, right? I mean, they're constantly going. But like for me, I think in a couple of years, I'll be able to go because I'll get my Swiss passport for my husband. Oh. And then you're like clear because you're Swiss.
Okay.
Apparently. So we'll plan to do that. I would love to go.
But what if they find out you're undercover?
I know, right?
That you're not.
Oh my gosh, you're saying this right now.
No, but look, you're Swiss, and then underneath you got American passport, and then underneath you actually have Persian heritage.
That's true. And then they're like, "What is she doing?"
You're gonna freak out. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, she's a special agent.
Yeah.
Something's going down.
Why are you here?
Yeah. Why do you speak Spanish?
Do you have family back there? Like, has your mom's siblings and your dad's siblings all come over?
My dad's side, not really. My mom's side, almost everybody. There's a few people I'd like to see back there, but I mean, I don't know anyone this day and age that hasn't moved. Of course, there's a lot of people that have stayed, but I'm always curious. Like, I wonder what kind of people didn't move.
Do they have do they have Facebook over there? As in, does the government control any of that stuff? Or
I'm sure they look. But I've been able to talk to, for example, my uncles and things like that through Facebook.
Okay.
So, and there's Telegraph, right?
Yeah.
Which everyone knows.
Oh, it's Russian.
Go there, right? What?
Telegraph.
It's a Russian app. Mm-hmm. See, that makes sense. So
just know that everything you type on there is going to Russia.
Oh, to Russia. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But what about Persians? If they're writing on there.
Are they going to read all that Persian stuff? Yeah.
Oh boy.
Read all their secrets.
Dang.
I looked it up. I just saw an article a couple of days ago. There's a Iranian guy who has French citizenship.
That's common.
But he was doing van life in Iran.
Okay.
And like Instagramming it and being popular on the internet and YouTubing and stuff, right? So he was social mediating his van life in Iran.
Wow.
And then he flew a drone camera in a place he wasn't supposed to, and now he's in jail.
Oh, no.
For like 8 years.
Poor guy.
Yeah. So,
you probably knew, right? I mean, don't risk it. Don't fly a drone.
I mean, so if you're hanging around there, you got to know that the government's going to crack down on stuff they don't like. You have to be aware of what you think might get you in trouble with that government, I guess. I don't know if he knew.
Yeah, but I mean, also he's Iranian, so how much did he know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. Ugh.
Yeah. So I guess maybe that's an example of don't get on the wrong side of that.
Yeah, exactly. And you might do so on accident.
Yeah. So I mean, but there's stuff that we can do. We can make missteps in the U.S. that'll get you in trouble for a long time, right? I mean, if you're carrying a kilo of heroin or something, that might hit you.
But that's like, come on, man.
Well, so if we were flying a drone near a military base and trying to take pictures of it, we could you could probably get some.
That's true, but you can get in trouble for doing that by like a cattle farm.
Cattle?
Yeah.
Like the farmer's pissed off, like, hey, don't.
Yeah, like it pisses off the farmer who reports to the government who's not okay with it because.
Yeah, so we would assume that wouldn't get you 8 years in jail. That would get you a more minor. Would get you a minor.
You'd be surprised. Have you watched What the Health?
Okay,
I'm not I've never been like a snob whatsoever about health food.
Yeah,
but we just watched it recently and.
Oh, was this a vegan activist that was going after the cattle farm?
Yeah. So a lot of it you have to take with a grain of salt, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to 100% believe everything he says, or agree with it. I mean.
Yeah.
But, oh man, there's some messed up stuff.
Is he trying to free the cattle with his drone?
No, but he was like finding out that there's so many laws like that protect, like cattle farmers and everyone who distributes like meat, dairy products, things like that. That they have so many laws protecting them that you can get screwed just by like taking a picture in a facility because there's already a law in place for that because they thought of it.
Oh, like you can't be in the slaughterhouse and take a picture?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so if you're in any business or facility? No,
so I don't know the extent. It has a lot to do with like the Midwest and like the obviously it's a poor treatment of whatever.
Well, no, but I'm just thinking like any industry. Say if you're in an electric car factory, they might say, "Hey, don't take any pictures."
Yes, so I agree.
I could see
because that's like their business, like intelligence, right? But like, is that
you see our secrets of how we kill these cows?
Why? But why would it? Like, is someone else gonna go and
you're gonna find out our efficient methods?
Kill?
Yeah. Well, obviously they have other motives, but I'm wondering across the board,
right? No, you're right. It's interesting. It's to think about.
Yeah.
I feel like
you could be at a toaster factory.
It's just suspicious. Like, why have so many rules to protect you? Why, though? You know what I mean?
So you don't get bad publicity and make everybody vegan.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. There you go.
This is America. We love burgers.
I know. So it's funny. So me and Steph have become like vegetarians since we watched it. And I told him too. I was like, I don't want to watch this kind of thing because it's going to ruin us.
Yeah.
And then we got curious, of course. So we did. And now curiosity killed the cat.
This is why dudes are afraid of gay porn.
Because then they might like it.
They're afraid you might like it. Yeah.
Wow.
You're afraid of what might happen.
So what if a girl watches gay porn?
You mean two dudes?
No, two women.
We're okay with that. Am I speaking for all men? We encourage this.
Well, good. Then I'm glad. Okay, good.
Men are not threatened by women turning lesbian, I guess.
Right.
They're only afraid of becoming gay themselves.
Isn't that funny? It's like, why though? Like, why is it a double standard?
Because we can understand why you're attracted to women. We are attracted to women too. We totally get it.
Yeah, like there's something to look at kind of thing.
Yeah, we're actually confused as to why you like penises at all because we don't like them.
I know. We have to close our eyes and spray the room and then get a hot towel.
Is this why they always ask me to turn out the lights?
Aww.
Like, I want to see everything.
Poor guy. It's like, that's why you wear a blindfold.
Please blindfold me.
I don't want to see this.
You can handcuff me. Just, I don't want to be part of this.
How did we get here?
It was the damn vegans. Wait, so are lesbians more vegan than non-lesbians?
Yeah, they don't like meat. Yeah. I think you're right.
They don't like sausage.
That makes sense. There's a lot of lesbians that are vegan.
So there's a high correlation?
Yeah, but that just because it's a correlation, it doesn't mean there's...
I have no basis for that. I'm just talking out of my ass. Yeah. Vegan lesbians don't like sausage.
No, they don't. But I've seen a vegan lesbian eat sausage.
Are you talking about actual sausage?
I'm talking about food.
Okay.
Just relax. Just relax, bro. I'm talking about like lamb, like lollipops.
But if she's vegan, was it Impossible sausage or?
It wasn't. It was real, but she was like, I just want to try sometimes.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, I wonder if that.
So she was sausage curious.
Every once in a while. I'm just curious. And then she's like, and she tried it and she was like, ugh, it's so gross. Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah. I don't think that makes you any less of a vegan if the majority of your diet is you're eating vegetables, vegan stuff 99% of the time. You're like,
yeah,
I'll try a bite and I still don't like it.
Yeah, I think vegan is more of like a connotation than anything else, right? Like it's more like.
I mean, there's definitely a stereotype of like a crazy militant.
Yeah.
Kooky person.
Like an uptight, dirty person.
I don't know about dirty.
Okay.
I don't think vegans are dirty.
That's only my experience, really?
You know dirty vegans?
I mean, I don't want to offend anybody, so I'm just gonna stop there because.
Well, I mean, do you mean like hippie, like dreadlock kind of?
Those are your words, not mine.
Unshaved armpits? Is that what we're talking about?
Those are your words, dude.
I don't know that many vegans.
Yeah. No, I don't actually know any. I just don't want to make enemies.
My friends are not these dirty people.
Yeah. Okay, cool. They're all like meat lovers. They're like, yes. To the death.
I used to know way back. I used to know one gal that was vegetarian. But the stereotype is that vegetarians are very skinny because they're not getting enough fats and proteins and. And do
you think it's true?
Generally, it seems like most vegetarians are not obese.
I don't know any chubby.
Yeah, this guy was a little heavy, so I was wondering.
Well, because like it's actually because we were looking into this kind of diet. Is it feasible? Do you get all your nutrients, etc.? And apparently, you can actually become overweight because you think, oh, I'm healthy, I'm eating veggies, but yeah, if you put melted cheese on everything and fry everything, then
you could do enough French fries, nachos, and beer.
Yeah, exactly. So you're like, yay, look at me.
No animals were harmed in this movie theater diet.
Mm-hmm.
It's all popcorn and goobers.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys want to hear this, but there's a brand of donuts called Entamon's Donuts. They make pastries at the supermarket. It's nice, like upscale Danishes, and it's like one step above Hostess.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right. So Entamons donuts, the chocolate covered ones used to be made with beef fat because it made them freaking delicious. Like a lot of U.S. foods in like the 80s and stuff.
That had nothing to do with meat. Had meat in them.
Yeah, there's no meat here. Why is there beef fat in this?
Oh
but
my god!
It made it super delicious, like chocolatey.
Fried in the beef fat, which is called. Oh man,
they're almost more like a cake donut, but I don't know the process. Right, it comes out of some factory somewhere, right?
That's crazy.
So they used to taste better, but now that they've removed the beef fat,
they're not as crack-like.
Well, it has more of a waxy character.
And you can still get them.
I don't because they're not. That's weird because I used to like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you were around in the 80s. I always forget. I'm like, wait a minute.
Back when Reagan was saving the country.
I'm like, what do you know about what kind of junk food there was? But that's right.
I was eating it.
It's like
crazy.
McDonald's French fries too. I think they switched from beef
fat. Yeah.
Is it called beef mallow?
Tallow.
Oh, tallow.
Yep,
yeah, you're right.
To peanut oil, and McDonald's French fries are not the same.
I know. So that's funny. I was working at McDonald's in Switzerland.
Oh.
When that happened. And I remember because it was like from one day to the next, and it was 2011 or 12.
Okay.
Wow.
And it was
Was there a riot?
It lost all its flavor.
Did people in Switzerland go crazy?
No, because they're kind of health conscientious.
Like, we agree with this decision.
They were like, it's okay. Yeah. They're like, is it better for us? All right. It's not, because I think like that oil also specifically like lasts like 4 times longer, so they don't even have to change it every so often.
Get more usage.
It's kind of weird. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to make fries at McDonald's.
Yeah, so we're killing more peanuts than cows to make McDonald's fries.
Well, they're still freaking good, right?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
The thing with fries for me, if I get fast food fries, I try not to. It'll be like maybe once every month or two.
Okay, so every time you go, you don't get fries?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
I struggle to not,
But like you'll still go and get just the burger, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm like that too. Like I feel so proud.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the deep fried potato. You're cutting that out. That and the soda. The soda is a
and the soda
tub of
too.
sugar, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I think it's okay to want a burger.
But it's funny because it doesn't feel like that satisfying real meal unless you have the fries and the soda.
Yeah.
Right? Like you need to shove your mouth with some fries.
Yeah.
Take a big bite of your burger and then sip some Coke.
You are American.
Or root beer. That sounds good.
Was this part of your global entry interview?
They're like, what's your favorite American meal? And I said, burgers with cheese, medium. I mean, the cooking is medium, not the size.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. I was about to call you
Come on. No.
Traitor.
What's medium? Yeah.
Super size.
But that was a big difference I noticed too. In Switzerland, they have like a, by the way, I totally want to do a redemption of Switzerland.
Okay.
For the viewers, because I think my husband on his time like neglected to say what's technically a given, which is that it's a great country.
So for our viewers, we did a podcast with Steph, which is Goldi's husband, and we talked about some of the differences in Switzerland and America. So you guys should watch that, and then it'll make sense what Goldi's about to say.
Yeah.
Yes.
But actually not yet, because I was going to still go backwards and say that, so like in Switzerland, in the McDonald's, like a small, like doesn't even exist in the States, okay? And so like...
it's like child size?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so their large there is our small. Like when you say,
right.
You get the, what is it, like a 12 ounce or whatever.
Yes, they're metric.
Yeah, and that was it. And there was no size above that, even though it's our small. And at the time, there was like, super size. So I was like...
Yeah, well, so all portions are generally smaller in Europe.
Yeah.
All food portions around the world are generally smaller than the U.S.
Yeah.
We are an obese nation.
I love it. I'm just kidding. That's horrible. That's really horrible. The fattest people are the poorest people. That's
in
awful.
The U.S.?
Yeah, it breaks my heart.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, Switzerland is a beautiful place. I don't know if you guys have ever been.
Are you saying Steph spent his whole time like bitching about Switzerland?
Those are your words. But I love how helpful and intuitive you've been. So
okay.
So yeah, basically you need to go because it looks like a freaking postcard. Like you cannot believe your eyes.
Nice.
The second you set foot there, like you can't imagine how. I can't even just go into it, but I will say it's very picturesque, and they obviously have a lot going for them.
Yeah.
It's just very different from being an American, and so there's a lot to adjust.
So if I was an American and I want to go on a vacation to Switzerland, would I fly into Bern?
I don't think you could do that from here.
Geneva?
Yeah, you could go to Geneva or Zurich.
And then I want to go skiing in the Alps?
You can go do that.
I want to eat some chocolate?
You can do that.
Is there a beer hall thing? Or is that
hell yeah.
Okay, what
all
else?
All kinds of artisan beers.
What else do we need to hit while we're in Switzerland?
You need to, like literally anything you want to do is freaking amazing. Okay, and I'll tell you why. Because it's like an old world meets new world. So like you'll go in this like dusty looking chalet in the Alps, right? Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh, this is gonna be super rustic, right? With like creaky floors and whatever, like some kind of fire pit, but whatever. No, you go in and it's like a giant big screen TV, like pristine floors. Everything's like super modern on the inside. Like you feel like you're just like in this like uber modern place, and you don't realize, and you come out and you're like, oh, I was inside of this old thing.
So you're time traveling to the future when you step inside. That's cool. And
also like just very efficient. You know what I mean? Like they don't like waste. Like I feel like we waste so much here, and you guys know that. Like living in Nevada, it was even a huge difference for me from California. Not that California's great at it.
Wait, what do we waste more here than we do?
Well, just like in the sense like, you know how we don't really like recycle.
We do. It gets sorted at the dump.
Does it? That honestly makes me feel better.
Yeah, because they want to grab the metal and stuff that's worth something.
Interesting.
They do some sorting.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Well, so like they're like it's just like a lifestyle. So like it's just down to a T. Like if you eat, I don't know, like a yogurt, right? Like a little yogurt container.
Like a Chobani.
Let's say it's a Chobani. Okay. Yeah, like an individual one.
Yeah.
Okay, you will literally open the lid. When you're done eating, the lid, the little flimsy thing, goes in one basket. The wrapper that says Chobani will be removed, put in another container.
So you're processing.
You're like doing the work.
Okay.
But like, it's just like, that's just how you roll. You know what I mean?
So did you have like 8 garbage cans of different?
Yeah. You just like, you have like one for aluminum, one for glass, yes. One for, there's like 2 kinds of like plastic.
This is copper and magnesium. Dude, here.
It's dope. It's dope. Okay. But as an American, it drives you crazy at first because you're just like, can I just fucking throw this away? You know, like you just want to like lose your shit.
I just wanted yogurt.
Yeah, yeah. And they're like, no, look how great it is. And then like they're like, oh, you didn't even finish your yogurt because there's like 2 drops left. I'm like, I'm sorry, because they like you have to like it's just a thing. Like if you eat rice, like I'm Persian, right? Like imagine like eating rice, right? Mm-hmm. You always have like grains left over when you're done eating.
Oh, you clean the plate.
Oh, do you do that? Do you do that too? Okay.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. So like there's not one grain left. It's so bizarre to me.
That is great. Yeah. I like the idea of not wasting. I like that a lot. Yeah.
That's really cool. I mean, anything, and it comes down to like they don't waste energy. You know, they try to really like keep their lifestyle that way, like in the sense of like they won't, you know, use their car to drive too far. Like they'll try to really like group together like errands so that they're not really like.
I'll just go to the bank tomorrow because I'm going to go to the grocery store anyway.
Yeah, even if it's inconvenient. But like I don't know, you love it.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's better up to a point. I mean, there's a point where you're kind of dancing around. Yeah.
It's hard to live, but you know what? And I always wonder this. I'm like, for me, it was really hard. Is it really that hard for them? Because they've done it their whole life. But then I see my husband, Steph, that you guys know here.
Is he struggling here?
No, and here he's so happy because he doesn't have to think about anything. He just freaking throws away his yogurt.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And he goes, why did I do this my whole life? All I had to do was freaking throw it in there. It's not like it makes a difference anyway.
So just like escaping Muslim culture, Steph escaped Switzerland.
It's the same thing. Yeah. It's a different kind of Taliban.
Different kind of oppression.
Yeah.
God damn.
Exactly. Yeah. But you know, I mean, of course.
I think 4 Swiss viewers just unsubscribed.
But you know, very honest people. So if you ever get to go, please ask me for my recommendations because I got you.
Okay, so they don't hate McDonald's enough. There is a McDonald's, or is it non-Swiss people?
So it's like literally just McDonald's. Like they don't have all the like, you know, KFC, you know, Popeyes, Burger King. I mean, they have maybe like 1 or 2 in the big cities, but
they just have one fast food. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then they're not fat, right?
Yeah. You could, so here in Vegas, you could hit a different fast food every day and probably go.
I think I've heard this before. Tell me.
No,
it's like a weird statistic.
I haven't heard that. I was just thinking about how many fast food drive-thrus.
Okay.
You could probably find at least 30, if not 60 different and not repeat a brand or chain. Because there's all those little ones too.
There is, absolutely. Yeah. All the small but delicious burger places.
Yeah. I could probably name 20.
She says as a vegetarian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Drive-thrus are great too.
Well, so what are you doing for a vegetarian? The Habit, you could probably get salads. Oh, they have Brussels sprouts.
The one good thing that stays is pizza and ice cream. Those are always gonna be okay.
Don't have meat on them.
Yeah, so life is okay. Unless, right? It's like those donuts you're talking about.
Yes. No meat in the ice cream,
right?
please.
Yeah. But I mean, we eat at home a lot, so, you know.
Yeah. You're meal prepping?
Not really. I just kind of, I have whims, like what am I craving? And then I make it.
Okay, so for our listening audience, Goldi is a little bit pregnant.
A little bit.
Are you getting the cravings that everybody?
Yeah.
Have you drank pickle juice out of the jar yet?
No, but I've gone out at 10 p.m. to buy pickles.
I need pickles right now.
Yeah, it's in like a very specific kind, you know. Like
okay.
It's like.
Does your sense of taste like heighten, or you just get wacky cravings?
No, I think it's just you get weird cravings, and I think sometimes it apparently has to do with like actual deficiencies you have. So there's like these weird symptoms that apparently some pregnant women will, for example, crave like gravel.
Ooh.
And have to actually go eat it, and those are really more serious ones. But
don't chew on gravel.
And it's because there's something in the gravel that their body would use as a nutrient. So.
Can you take a multivitamin that would suppress your gravel?
Yeah, you should probably just eat well in general and take a supplement, and you should be good. But
like spinach, maybe.
Yeah, they tell you to eat a lot of spinach. I hate spinach.
Spinach
I hate buying it. It's so stupid because I always throw away 3/4 of it.
It comes in a giant bag. They don't sell little.
I know.
Little spinach.
That's the worst thing about it.
Okay. I mean,
you see my sadness.
I don't crave spinach ever.
Yeah.
but I eat it because I know it's good for me.
Yeah.
So I'll take it and just eat the leaves.
Yeah.
And it's very null. Like it doesn't taste like much to me. Does it taste bad to you?
I mean, it's just not fun.
Oh.
I know, that sounds so lame. Spinach? You can't put spinach in ranch.
Why not? As a salad, right?
As a salad, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. That's what I would do. I would take the leaves.
I put in smoothies, but it still goes bad. Like I still don't make enough.
Yeah.
You want to come over and help me finish my spinach?
That's what ends up happening is like, I'm not going to get through this bag. I'll just start like jamming it, like just eating it to eat it.
You'll do that?
Yeah, just get
Holy
this over with.
Oh my God. That is like
But it doesn't taste terrible.
heroic.
No, but it doesn't taste
It doesn't taste terrible. I agree.
bad.
But,
There's food I dislike.
okay.
Like I couldn't eat mustard.
You don't like mustard?
I dislike mustard, yeah.
How about horseradish? Same?
Dislike, yeah.
Interesting. What about you, Liem?
I could do like mustard on a burger or a hot dog.
Yeah, but not like, well, what else can you put on? I mean, plenty of things.
What else on a pretzel?
Ooh.
I'll skip on that one.
Oh boy.
People do that.
Yum.
That's about it. Oh, sometimes I'll put it in the what is it, deviled eggs? They use it as an ingredient.
Yeah, yum.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've had your deviled eggs too. They're pretty good.
I skipped the mustard. Sorry.
How dare you?
we could put some on for you.
A little smiley face. A little weird for me.
Just G.
Oh my gosh.
For
that's
Goldi.
funny. It's falling. Sorry.
Sorry, I don't know if I derailed our whole talk here.
We'll jump to French. So you speak French?
Yeah.
Did you spend time in France?
Oh.
That was really good.
That's how they sound?
They do, right? Not when you speak it anymore. It goes away.
Oh, okay.
That fun stuff goes away. But so I learned in college, and then I lived like that's kombucha actually.
Oh shit!
That's fine.
It's watery kombucha.
It was really.
I didn't pour very much in
it. It was super bubbly, so it's fine. Thanks. It was like me,
thank you.
and now it's like Emmett. It's like in between.
I'm less bubbly.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. So I learned, because I lived there for like 4 years, and I'm really big on linguistics. That's what I studied.
You lived in the French part of Switzerland?
French speaking part. Yep.
Okay.
That's right. Very good. You were listening.
I'm actually saying it for our audience.
Oh, okay.
I knew what you meant, but.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah.
This is my secret way of.
Yeah.
Exposition.
That's good. So definitely
catching them up.
Definitely went. You want to go grocery shopping in France because it's cheaper. It's way cheaper. And
wait, like cross the border?
Yeah.
Oh, what's the difference?
It's just cheaper prices.
Weird.
I don't just different economies. So
is it? Are you like right across the border, or like 10-minute drive?
It depends. Like from where you're starting, but yeah, you could do like a 20, 25 minute.
Then do you factor in the cost of the petrol?
That's a good question. I don't, it is pretty expensive out there, but I don't know. I think it's probably still worth it depending on what you want. Oh, but you know what? They have certain snacks that are like illegal in Switzerland.
There are illegal snacks in Switzerland?
Well, let's just say that they're not allowed to be sold.
Okay.
Okay. So like they have these things called, it's hard for me to say.
Sounds like you're dancing into dangerous territory.
Yeah.
Here.
They're called kanakis.
Kanakis.
Yeah. And so they're literally hot dog balls.
Hot dog balls.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. They're freaking delicious.
So you can get them in France, but not in Switzerland.
Yeah, because they're like so bad for you because it's like who knows what,
Oh, so like health wise, they're saying this doesn't pass our.
So like when I was younger, we'd like literally drive there with my friends, get some, and come back. And then
do they disallow unhealthy food across the border, or just certain?
No, yeah. I mean, you can still find junk food and stuff, but a lot of things that are like probably popular in other European countries, they're not okay with. They really want to. They're very like the government protects you, like your health and stuff, and people are okay with that there.
Is it a bunch of healthy looking people in Switzerland?
They're a little flabby, because they like their cheese, they like their dairy. I won't lie to you. They like their lunchtime sandwich every day.
I have to stop myself from eating too much cheese. Yeah.
Yeah. I
would eat cheese with every meal if I could.
Yeah. But they're still thin. Do you really do that? You love cheese?
Cheese is great. It's delicious.
Yeah, I know. I do too. Now I'm wanting some. God damn it. Anyway.
Is it by chance the dollar, the money, that the exchange rate by any chance in Switzerland versus France, why it would be cheaper to go and buy there?
I think even if you do the conversion, it's still cheaper. It's just the groceries there are, less controlled. It's less. It's
the free market wins.
Kinda. They don't care in France so much about like import export and worrying about their own economy, which is probably why it's not very good.
Is there more African immigrants running around France? Walking, hanging around France?
There is. Yeah. Why?
I don't know. Do they need cheaper groceries? Is that the?
I mean, maybe it's not. It's cheaper for everyone,
Is there no African immigrants running around Switzerland?
I'm trying to like figure out a way to explain it for you. It's like if you go to Switzerland, it's like going to like Colorado. Okay. It's very like ritzy.
Okay.
And smaller but cleaner but ritzy,
Ski resorts.
Yeah. But it's like that everywhere. Like, but if you go to France, it's it's like downtown LA.
Gotcha.
You know what I
a
mean?
more cultural mixing.
Yeah, and so like rules are looser, and so like you can buy meat that comes from Poland or whatever. I mean, Switzerland does that stuff too, but they still like, what's it called? They charge you more for it. So yeah.
So what was the biggest thing that surprised you or you had to adjust to when you show up in Switzerland? Is there one of these rules that kind of threw you?
That's a good question. There's not one particular thing.
Because you didn't know hot dog balls existed prior to the border.
No,
run.
I didn't. That was a happy place. I probably learned to like appreciate wine there, I think.
In Switzerland? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because you just drink it so much more often. It's like a normal thing to drink with like
lunch
or dinner. Yeah. And at first I was like, ugh, like, when you're 18, you don't like wine. You're like, this is weird. It's a pretty weird taste. Mm-hmm. Very strong. But, and I think I went through like this depression when I was 18 too. And so wine was always there for me. I remember that.
Oh, what were you depressed about?
I just, being far from home and being a poor student. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I miss my college days.
Good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably different for you.
Opposite of depression.
Yeah.
I mean, I was lonelier. Like I didn't know how to make friends.
Interesting.
And stuff.
Okay.
But at the time, I didn't realize it. Looking back, I can say I was alone a lot.
Oh.
Right. But at the time, I didn't know any different. So.
Okay.
Just being young and fun and.
Yeah. Were you like more introverted?
Not by choice, but naturally very quiet.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I was trying to.
Not by choice.
Yeah, I understood that it's good to talk to people and have friends. So it was always an effort.
Okay.
It didn't come naturally.
Well, you've come such a long way.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very much extroverted now.
As long as I'm not obnoxious, then.
No, you're great.
Then that's too far, right?
Sometimes. No, that's good. You tell us, Liem. Is he obnoxious? You deal with it more than I do.
I have a different opinion.
Yeah.
I won't voice it.
Yeah. He was like, let me just have a sip of my drink.
Liem's seen too much of me.
Yeah. But yeah, guys. That was it. I just said big yeah.
That's it. Switzerland.
So learning French and Farsi.
Yes.
Farsi kind of came to you at a young age, so that wasn't really a learning process, or?
No, yeah, it was my maternal language. So.
And then I take it, so you said you learned French in college.
Yep.
So you had that was the start. You didn't really pick up French when you were younger?
I mean, I definitely got an ear for it because I was really lucky when I was a kid. My mom would put me on a flight by myself, a 12-hour flight. And so I could go visit my aunt in Switzerland, which is,
cool.
why I decided to go there later and this and that.
Nice.
And so, I would spend like a couple summers there. And so like, you start to pick up the accent or they teach you kind of like the bad words or whatever there is.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of more primed to do it better, which helps a lot. I don't know if you guys ever experienced this with like language learning. You're just like, when you actually have a good reason to learn that language, you will. And so for me, in the back of my head, it was always like, well, what if I get to go to Switzerland again? This time I can actually use it,
Yes.
And it's way better than when people are like, well, you should learn it for school or because of economic opportunities. You're like, which ones?
Yeah, people are like that a lot in the U.S. They're like, oh, I need to learn German. I'm like, well, what do you want to learn? Oh, I just want to learn another language.
Yeah.
Like, I think it'd be so cool to have two languages.
Yeah. You're not going to do that, dude.
Yeah, like, do you want to go to Germany? Like, like, no, I just want to know.
Oh, not even. That's funny. It's stuff like that kind of pisses me off too.
About people?
Yeah, because I'm like, you could like really do well and like do yourself a favor if you knew why you were going to go learn this language.
Well, it's crazy too because Americans have the most ability to travel of most people in the world. We have the freedom and the money to. You could save up and buy a ticket and go to Germany for a week and
yeah. See,
and eat McDonald's.
Lost potential. I know.
Yeah.
So with those languages, have you encountered as you learn, say a certain, maybe it might be a phrase like, for example, in English, bullseye. Well, bullseye. If you separate the words, someone learning English might see the word bull and an eye, and they wouldn't correlate it with another meaning.
Right.
Do you see that? And then also like speaking with people, I don't know, things, I guess I'll try to explain where I'm going with all this.
No, it's interesting. I like it. Go
so
ahead.
as I learned
bingo
Vietnamese between the age of 1 and 5. I don't know where bingo.
It's an American phrase that means bullseye.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I was like, wait, where does that go with this story?
It's a translation problem.
But at the age of 5, my parents chose to just teach me English 100%. So there's no more Vietnamese at home. So then when I was 20, I don't even remember, 30, I want to say 32. I went back to Vietnam. I wanted to learn. I'm forgetting the timeline, but I went online and found a Vietnamese teacher and paid for her to teach me Vietnamese. And I was doing Vietnamese classes, I think for like 2 months prior to going to Vietnam. And then, so picking up the language again and then going to Vietnam and staying for 6 months. There's a difference between the tourist, I'll call it the touristy, like you might learn the sentence, are you hungry? You might just learn that. But there's a difference between learning, are you hungry, or hearing someone say, hey, I'm upset at the government.
Yes.
There's a huge, massive difference. And over 6 months there's a very interesting change. So I don't know if that brings any thoughts to your mind, any stories about your time learning French in Switzerland?
Interesting. Well, just the other day, I get the opposite effect. So I'll talk to my husband in English, right? But I'll have thought of a word in French to translate into English, and then that word in English actually is the wrong word of the first French. So the French word had 2 different, very separate meanings. I'll tell you what it was. It was, why don't you go use your headphones, okay? But I said, why don't you use your helmet?
Oh, this is because you were angry about the music.
Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah, it was something like, go be quiet somewhere, please. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that happens actually a lot. It's kind of weird. I don't know if you know what I mean. Like,
well, I mean, I would imagine you just have.
It's just like a jumble in your brain.
You got too many languages.
Yeah. So you try to pick something and go with it, but you're like, wait, no, that was not. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah. No, but that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense why you're jumbled.
Right.
If you didn't know any other languages, then it wouldn't make any sense as to why you said helmet.
Yeah, maybe.
But there's a.
But you're right. There's like there's a point, I think, and there's different theories on language learning, and one of them is like, you learn, word by word how to learn. How to speak the language, like every conjugation rule and all those things. Or another theory that says you learn in chunks. And I don't. There's probably truth to an extent of both of those, but I really believe that it's chunks. Like you said with bullseye. Like I don't think when you're in that place where you can overhear a conversation and know what's going on, I don't even think you're tearing apart like individually what's happening. I think you're really like chunk, and those all make sense. Yeah.
I'll throw another random story in there, and if it triggers any memories. So going to Vietnam for 6 months in 2010, I felt that because my Vietnamese is I would say at the level of maybe a 3-year-old or 4-year-old. It's terrible. Like,
you're selling yourself short. I'm sure it's better than but okay.
6.5.
There's a lot in the subconscious you don't realize that Does that ever happen to you? Like it comes out in a dream. You're like, I didn't even know I knew that. You have a lot of that, I'm sure. But go ahead.
Yeah.
My dreams are not that good.
There was times I would hear friends and family near me, and they're talking about politics in America, the Vietnamese government and the American government. And I'm just like sitting there thinking like, hey, I'm here. Like you could ask me, like I know the answers. But even when I try to tell them, because my Vietnamese is so bad, I could only portray some of the message. And on top of that, the other thing that really sucked is that because I guess they viewed me on the basis of my Vietnamese, meaning
I know what you're saying.
They're like, I want to say
he's not that smart, is he?
that's actually where I'm getting to with the story. They started to not really talk.
Thank you. This is the first time I've ever felt like, I've always thought about this. No one's ever brought that up. And you're absolutely right. I think people get caught up in your persona in that language. And because it's much weaker than your maternal language, they'll start to kind of nod a lot more and kind of dumb things down in your head. You're kind of like, well, I know I'm speaking at slightly a slower rhythm than you.
I'm not a child.
I'm not slow, yeah. But you're absolutely right. And I think it's unfortunate because to a lot of people, you lose, it's almost like you're losing some of your depth. Like I know when I was younger, even I thought, people with accents, and I'm sure this is widely commonly believed, people with accents are less intelligent. And maybe you guys thought this a long time ago too. I don't know.
I think subconsciously a lot of people do that and they don't realize that they're doing that.
Yes. And then you grow up, right, with parents that are immigrants and you go, well, my mom or my dad is not intelligent. It has nothing to do with it. But even me, like I was guilty of that for so long as a kid. I remember like even being frustrated with my own mom and, like I would talk fast and she wouldn't get it and she would ask me again to say it and I would almost be like super bratty about it. And
I think one way I'll throw an example out there. So like say if I was in an office and I saw a white guy manager and then like a Vietnamese coworker and that Vietnamese person didn't know English as well. It was a second language to them. Just because that Vietnamese person didn't speak English very well, the manager would not give him opportunity to speak his mind on certain things. I'm just giving examples, but I've seen things kind of similar to it.
Absolutely.
And the manager may not ask him deep questions like, hey, what do you think how we're dealing with this product and advertising it? Should we market it in a different way, online or offline or what, or more there? I think it's subconsciously unfair that the manager will not even ask that person that question.
No, but there is, so in a work environment, there is a genuine capability of language, right? You have some language capability. And if you're talking about marketing or engineering or something and somebody can't, if they only have 50% of the vocabulary or 50% of the ability to express or the ability to
articulate.
Yeah. That limits the ability of that worker then, right?
No, I see where you're going with it. I often, at least maybe I'm biased.
Yeah.
I see it stopped earlier than it should go. Meaning, a manager, the word manage is to manage your situation. In my opinion, they need to equate. They need to look at, okay, this employee is able to do this, even though they don't speak the language. They know this. You need to understand what ballpark they play in. Yeah. But the manager hasn't even done that. That manager's standing out in the parking lot. He's like, no, this guy can't do anything. That's my bias, maybe biased opinion, but that's the things I've seen where managers fail. A lot of managers fail, but humans kind of suck. So I guess all managers are humans. Humans suck. So that's the world we live in. But so back to the language thing, I feel like subconsciously that manager, just like all other humans, they quickly judge someone because they don't, that person doesn't know enough English. It happens more. To your point, yes, that should be how people should act, but most people don't.
Yeah, I would also say that it's hard for adults to pick up another language. When you're a kid, it's super easy to learn new languages because you're already learning your first language and you're still learning. People seem to get to an age where it's hard to learn anything, much less a whole nother language. And I'm sympathetic to that. I think if you up and move to another country, it would be in your best interest to do your damnedest to learn the language of that country. Like if I moved to Vietnam today, and I'm living in Saigon, I would put some effort every day into making my Vietnamese speaking ability better and better and better. Because I know, like you guys are saying, that if I can't articulate well, if I can't speak my mind, then I'm going to be cut out of a lot of conversations, out of a lot of opportunities and a lot of understanding. And it's hard for me to see people who have come to a new situation.
Yeah, but that's easy to say. But what if what if you felt like people were gonna judge you if you didn't, so you almost didn't want to learn it? You're like, well, screw you, I can live here. You know, people do that in the States, right? From different countries. You're like, I'll live here 30 years and never learn the language and live a great life.
Yeah, I don't think it's great though. I mean, you're missing out.
Quality.
Yeah, you're in the room, but you're not participating.
Well, no, I mean, if the only people you care about are your family anyway, who speak your language.
Yeah, so I'm not going to meet anybody new. I'm not going to.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
But you could, but they'll be the same race.
Only you speak my language.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to me, that's a very limited, insulated way to look at the world. But if I go to any country, like if I wake up in Tokyo and I'm going to spend the rest of my life in Tokyo, then I better figure out what Japanese is and what they're doing, right? I gotta get with the program if I'm going to live here. Is how I would see it, you know.
I think I agree with you logically, but when you were dealing with these things, they're humans, and I think there's the emotion if that person's away from family, or they run into racism. That's a huge thing.
That's what I mean,
just alone if a Vietnamese person, I'll just use Vietnamese because I'm Vietnamese and I'm able to speak for the Vietnamese
You're
people,
allowed
I guess.
to do that.
Yeah. So if a Vietnamese person from Vietnam comes to America and encounters racism, then that's where they may not want to learn, like what you're saying earlier, even though they're trying to learn English and they encounter, hey, I go to the job and this manager doesn't give me a pay raise or promotion. I've been there. I speak very good English in my opinion.
Yeah.
I live that.
You were overlooked because
I've seen all my coworkers get pay raises like 30, 40%.
Really?
I'm a programmer. I've done it for like nearly 20 years.
Dude, fuck that.
Yeah. So it's now there is one aspect. I'm a short guy, so I'm 5'2". So I don't know how much that, because some of my taller coworkers, they're all getting raises and promotions. So
interesting.
It could be race and height, and both are working against me oddly, which is weird because I think Asians. Yeah, it sucks. It's weird because Asians, you think of programmers. There's a lot of Asian programmers. I don't know why that didn't work in my favor. That was odd.
Well, a smart manager should be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get these Asians.
It's like automatically you and that guy from that store you were talking about earlier.
Get the special forces in here.
Yeah, but you're right. There is like there's like French speaking communities. Apparently a lot more than you'd know. Like living on the East Coast and kind of Southeast, and like they're very much facing this kind of racism. Like they don't feel like they're allowed to speak in French anymore in public amongst each other, you know, because
I think it's still in your benefit if you're in a new culture to figure out.
Yes, we're not arguing that it's not in your benefit. It's absolutely in your benefit. And you're right. It is it is easier when you're younger.
Like I could go to like Quebec, right, in Canada, and they could all hate me because I'm an obnoxious American.
Okay.
I would, if I'm stuck there, I'm like, well, guess I'll still learn French and still figure out what these Canadians are doing, right? Like, I'll drink the maple syrup and
be a really nice person.
I guess I'll have a beer. But like figure out what, learn the ways, become good at being there, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
But like you two and maybe me, like we're very, I think, like a narrow group of people that, that's not most Americans, and that's not most other.
Most people can't adapt that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously,
it seems.
I think
hard for people.
I think we should also then, if we're going to agree to that, we should also talk about all the other hardships that come along with that. Staying away from family, learning a new language in a potentially racist, whether encountering racism or not.
Absolutely.
We should talk about
where's the most racist place I could go that they would all hate me? Pick any place. North Korea, right? Or what?
It's a funky thing because America
Saudi Arabia
is the #1 country. So like all Asian countries, I think the world views white Americans as a great country, and they like white Americans, and it's unfortunate.
They respect and admire it, and
exactly.
Even against their own.
Even in North Korea, if you go to North Korea, you know what they'll probably give you? You become a celebrity, actually, because you will be.
Let's pretend I look Nigerian. Let's pretend I look like an African dude, and I go to pick a racist place, right? Like Japan is not super.
The South of America.
Then I'll get grouped in with African Americans, which is different than being African. But Yeah. So if I show up in Atlanta, right? And yeah, there's a lot of racism and cops tend to pick on black people maybe. Maybe I don't get the job offers, but it would still be in my benefit to learn English.
Wait till you
at
break.
the South, right?
Wait till you break. You live that for 10, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. You see it day in, day out, whether a cop beats you or your parents.
No, but what I'm saying, it would still be better to learn to be African-American than to stay Nigerian.
I'm just talking about the human side, the psychology of it. Like, you live through that. You see your parents either get pulled over by a cop and get beaten for being black.
No, but that's different. What I'm saying is he shouldn't just hang out with the other 4 Nigerian dudes in Atlanta.
No, I agree with you.
Okay.
I agree with you. I'm
no,
just
yeah,
saying
we're all on the same page here. He should learn.
Yeah.
But factors in life might come into play where you're like, without wanting to and against your own self, you're really like, well, screw this. I don't want to learn. I'm going to keep talking with my 4 friends in public and laughing at people. Yeah. And I totally get that.
Yeah. Okay.
Know? But
so let's talk about the hardships you had in Switzerland.
Yeah. Cool.
Were they racist?
Where do I start?
I was drinking wine every day.
Yeah, right. I was like, how hard can it be? I remember I had this song on all the time. It was, the UB40 song, Red, Red Wine. And I would always play it, be just drunk, My cousin would come up and be like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm great. I'm not sad.
Doesn't sound bad at all.
Yeah. But it was a lot of just feeling different, feeling isolated, and I gave my 100% to learn the language and to fit in, and to the point where I had the accent of the people around me. I would go to like a different city, but in Switzerland, and people would be like, "Oh, I know where you're from," because I had their accent, and
you were like a chameleon.
I was. I mean, I really wanted to be, but obviously I was still different because of the ways I think and the ways I maybe dress and just all kinds of things. So where
were you wearing Crocs?
I was wearing winter Crocs. I was wearing Uggs.
Okay.
That didn't help, actually. It didn't help because it wasn't a fashion statement there. But okay. I didn't know that for a long time.
You're sticking out because you're Uggs.
Yeah.
Okay.
For a lot of things, yeah. So it was hard, and I had like kind of an oddball group of friends. We were all kind of outcasts, which I had never been in my life. So that was interesting.
Oh, you used to being popular?
I mean, kind of.
Prom queen?
Yeah, I was voted prom queen. And I don't know. I like to think I'm a little ball of sunshine, but...
You're wonderful,
yeah. That's my husband.
Your biggest fan?
Yeah. That's right. He is my biggest fan.
So what I remember from the podcast with Steph, the Switzerland, the Swiss, their culture is to not like stick out like a sore thumb. So.
Exactly. And I did for a long time without, and this was when I was 20 and also when I was 28, but it takes a long time to realize that. I think like to gain a self-awareness that you definitely don't have when you're 20, and then maybe you slowly start to have closer to your 30s, but at least for me, yeah. And so apparently I stood out without meaning to really, and I talked at a louder volume. I don't know. I guess I was more,
so subtle things that made you stick out like an American. Is that what was basically happening? Yeah.
And you know what? I grew up in the Valley. And so I was even
bubblier.
How do you explain that? I had a different accent too, and maybe it was obnoxious.
It had its time.
It did, right? I know.
It was popular for a time.
But not there.
Did you always talk with a rising tone?
Yeah, I totally did. Yep. And so it was just rough. Like I can't. Did
you say you worked at McDonald's while you were there?
See, that made my life hard too, because I was used to being like, kind of cool girl and like.
No, but how did this happen? You're like, I need something American, or you're like?
No, I had to pay for health insurance there.
Okay.
Because it was the first time in my life where, you have to pay for it if you live there. If you live there, even if you're a foreigner. I probably could have done it in a smarter way. I probably could have showed some kind of cheaper proof that I have it from the States as a student there.
Oh.
But I didn't I was not that smart. Yeah. But I don't even know if that was a thing. Yeah. So, and so at some point I was like, okay, I got to make money and go to school, which is fine. I did, but I went to work there and I had my Uggs on. And
no, but how did you choose McDonald's? That was the first idea that came, or what was the?
I think so, yeah, because people were like, well, there's a lot of people. It was at the train station. They're like, there's a lot of people coming, and sometimes they need English speakers, so go there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they paid pretty good. They paid like $25 an hour or something, which was great. When I was 18, I was like, okay, I'll pick up shifts here.
Dude, I never made $25 an hour.
Right. At McDonald's, can you imagine that? See, that was another one of the good things.
When I finished college as an accountant, I didn't make $25 an hour.
No, I know. But think about that's their minimum wage.
Yeah.
Imagine how expensive everything else is.
Yeah.
For that to be minimum wage. So
you're saying the cost of living's higher.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, and so, like I couldn't go shopping and the weather was cold. And so coming from California, I was like, wow, I don't even have a sense of style for the cold. And so I just
your fashion identity was really.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of my identity was stripped. And so I was like, all right. And now looking back, like it was an awesome thing to have happened, even though it was in some ways unfortunate. And,
it's like the army when they tear you down to build you back up.
I guess. It was like some kind of like mental jail,
Yeah, boot camp.
Yeah. But now I go back and like I think maybe in short bursts, people really like my, attitude and
in Switzerland.
The way I carry on. Yeah.
Okay.
So what is it is it the attitude too bubbly for them? Is it too upfront? Is it too loud?
All of those things. And a little bit like, I don't like to, so you know how they're very polite. I'm not always polite, but for the benefit of maybe, let's say, easier communication or something like that. So that didn't really go well usually because maybe I was, too blunt. I remember one time I went to go talk to a professor. And and like his door was ajar, but it wasn't closed and it wasn't wide open. Okay. And I don't know about your guys' college.
Would you say
experience.
It was 20 centimeters open?
It was like let's say like 10.
Okay.
It was pretty close, but it was open. Okay. And for me, when I was in college, like I went to Cal State Long Beach, that I had an amazing experience there with faculty and fellow students and stuff. But
with open door policies.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. Like if you're a professor and you're in your office, you're kind of available.
Yeah.
If you're not talking to somebody.
Yeah.
You knock, right?
Yeah.
And so anyway, so I had just started school, and I went to one of the professors I had a question for, and I knocked, and then I opened the door, and it wasn't like that big of a deal. He was just like he was working on like some grading or something last minute. It seemed like he was kind of rushed, and he was like, "No, not right now." Like that, and I was like, "Oh, okay, sorry." Like, I'll come back like awkwardly and like close there.
Does this all happen in French?
Pardon
me.
It did. No, it happened in English because he was like part of English faculty.
Okay.
But I don't think it was his first language, so he was kind of shuffled about how to say it to me too, right?
Yes.
And he's Swiss, so he was not very tactful, And so it was things like that where I felt really like embarrassed and like small, Things like that, just small things. Or I went to the grocery store once. I went to a bakery and I went to go buy something, and I was like, "Hello, how are you?" Like the way Americans do. "Hi, how are you doing, miss?" Yeah, I would like to have a donut. And she's like, "Okay," and she gives it to me, and I'm like, I'm gonna pay with my card, because there, you don't just automatically pay. You either say I'm gonna pay with my card or I'm gonna pay cash before that transaction even comes into play, right?
You have to declare your intention to pay.
I know, isn't that funny? Yeah. And so I said, I'm gonna pay with my card, and then she like got all crazy that I was gonna pay for like whatever it was like a $5 transaction, and that I was gonna use my card. And she goes, "You have to pay cash," and even though it was possible to pay with my card, and I was like, "You know what? I don't have like $5 on me." And she's like, "Oh, you're a vagabond! Like, what are you doing here?" It was like the bakery next to school. You know what I mean? Like, you should be a little bit nicer.
Wow.
So just like things where even me coming from a really good place and thinking, okay, today's a new day. I'm gonna go out and be me, and
So was this happening all the time, or was that just a random
weird
bakery person?
To be honest, I probably straightened out in that sense and didn't risk things anymore. And so I probably had less and less experiences.
So you did things like carry around extra cash?
Yeah.
Just in case?
Exactly. I did. I would have like to the point where I'd have anxiety. I'd be like, can I borrow $10? Like just to have $10 on me. And
yes.
So weird. Super weird. So
see, but people here always think, oh, Europe's more advanced than us. They had credit cards and chips and they don't use cash.
No. You're right.
Thank you for disabusing that.
There
bullshit.
was a lot. Yeah, there was a lot of places that weren't happy with card.
All right.
So anyway, just small differences where for Swiss people, it's probably not even something they think twice about. They're like, well, it was a $4 transaction, so pay cash, something like that, right? But for me, I'm like, well, what's the freaking big deal? And
yeah, why does it matter?
I was nice to you. Why are you cutting that dynamic short and that kind of thing.
Vietnamese restaurants sometimes dislike non-cash payments.
I didn't know that. I've never felt that.
There are some places that put up a sign that says cash only, or they'll put up a sign that is like no card transactions under $20
Oh yeah,
or
I've
something.
seen that. Yeah, they'll charge you.
I think it has a sensitivity to the processing fees.
True.
On the other end.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but
that's probably what
they're happy to tell you.
Yeah. That's funny.
Here at some Vietnamese restaurants.
Really? That's funny.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Maybe it was pre-COVID times, but there was a place that was like cash only.
Yeah, I can see that. There's definitely places like that in like Garden Grove, Westminster.
Yeah. Cafe Lou.
Oh, bro, that's my favorite.
It's your spot?
Are you serious? Oh my god.
No, they take card. I paid with card.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they do. That place is dope. They're like open till like 3, and you're like this giant like oxtail, right? That's what they're known for.
No, it's a different place.
Oh, I was about to say giant boobs.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's one of those.
It's those
bikini
Vietnamese cafes. Yeah, got you.
Sexy lingerie kind of coffee shop.
Cool. I've never actually been, and I've always been intrigued.
As long as you lower your expectations, it's not that wild.
Oh, wait.
It's not like crazy like a strip club. It's like you literally go in and have some Vietnamese coffee.
And it's just the pretty girl that serves it.
And they happen to be not wearing a whole lot.
Okay.
So
it's pretty tame.
Depends on what year.
Oh.
And
the place maybe.
They got to the point. It's kind of interesting to say this on a podcast and put it online, but I mean, all the guys that go know some of these cafes. Some of the culture is let me build up. I don't know if I should build up for.
I like this. I love the story.
I'll just go deep in. So once
are you making unprovable statements?
No, you could go and check it out. If they still haven't got raided by cops, then I'm sure they're still doing this. So around every 15 to 30 minutes, one girl will come out either with no underwear on. Really? Or top off.
This is in California?
Yeah.
Wait, did I miss it when we went?
Yeah, you sure did.
So for whatever reason, so I don't know if it's because of the pandemic times. I don't know if they changed or if they've been raided.
Or if they just got in trouble,
Yeah. I want to say up to, what was it, 4 years ago was the last time that I saw this. So about every 30 minutes, one girl will strip down.
Wow.
Maybe without underwear or without top, whatever it is, or both. And then I forget if she wears.
But like striptease or just like.
She walks around, pours coffee, and then you're supposed to put in like $2, $5.
Where do you put it?
I think they usually.
They have like an apron that's like a small thing.
I think she had a string around her hip.
Gucci purse.
Okay. Something to hold the money onto her.
Yeah.
I like that.
I believe, I want to say Cafe Lou was doing this. I thought 4 years ago, I thought they were doing this. But since they have the gamut, it's interesting to say this on a podcast because I don't know what.
If you're allowed to
talk
about
the rumors are that some of them will do nudity when they're not supposed to.
Well, but isn't that a lot of strip clubs in general? I mean.
Well, you expect nudity at a strip club, right?
No, but like I think in California, like there's rules, like you can only be topless and nothing else.
Yes.
And they'll do it for the money. So, I mean, it's all the same, but go ahead.
Oh, that's where you get the private dance in the back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The more money you have, the more rules disappear.
Love it.
In all walks of life.
Another factor of these cafes is they'll have gambling machines on the side.
Okay.
And you're supposed to go to the front desk to exchange whatever money, and they give you credits in the game, and you can gamble. Mm-hmm. And then the front desk is in cahoots with the security guard in the front. The security guard will be watching the parking lot. If the parking lot has any cops or anything looking like cops, he'll radio or he'll run in and tell the front desk. Okay. Front desk presses a button. It changes all the little machines into something else, like
video game. Pinball or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds crazy because I've never seen it because I'm rolling in from out of town, right? So they're not gonna invite me to do the illegal stuff.
Yeah.
But there was a bouncer at this joint.
Wow.
So what kind of coffee shop has a bouncer?
That's pretty dope.
At 2 p.m. Was it the middle of the day that we were?
It was 2 p.m.
Yeah. And then they have all
you guys are fun.
And then California.
Just want some coffee.
You sure? Yeah.
I think California, who was like, what was that, 20 years ago when they passed the law, you can't smoke within 50 feet of a building,
I didn't know that. Okay.
Commercial building or something.
Okay.
So they have signs, no smoking, all throughout. I think literally it's like every 6 foot on the wall. It says no smoking, no smoking.
Yeah. But everybody does
everyone is smoking. It's so terrible that my wife, she had to go walk outside quite a few times because the smoke was just getting to her. So they do smoking, gambling, girls and nudity.
Everything, and coffee.
But I mean, it's in a tiny joint like the size of this room, maybe a little bigger than this room.
Is that small?
Yeah.
I want to go. That sounds fun.
I want to say, double.
Let's go together.
But
I'm down.
I think when we go as outsiders, you don't see any of that because they're showing you the fake.
What do you mean as outsiders? How would they know? I mean,
they're going to be a little more nervous about getting naked because, like, who are these people? Right? I've never seen them before, right? Who's this chick?
Okay, we have to go several times for it to see anything worth it.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not
what's it called, fantasy or whatever it's called,
the library,
Spearmint Rhino. Yeah.
Yeah, Rhino's expensive. Yeah.
And I don't. Another factor, I'm like an expert on Cafe Lou.
I love
it.
He did his research, you can tell. Just a case study.
It's for research for you.
Yeah.
For you people.
Yeah.
I want to say, I just want to say I think about 10 years ago seemed like the prime of Cafe Lou. That's just.
You don't piss them off. They're not going to let you back in.
Cafe Lou, you could sponsor me. I'll say good stuff about you.
Love it.
About 10 years ago, these girls were like either, I don't think they were, one of them got onto a Playboy, not Playboy centerfold, but like in an article. So a smaller thing inside Playboy. But back 10 years ago, some of these girls, it seemed like they were like really, really freaking hot. I don't know if you happen to remember that.
Yeah, the hottest girl in Santa Ana would be working
at.
I'm just saying of that area, right? Like the hottest girl that's not in Hollywood.
It's still hot though. It's still
doesn't.
Hot.
Yeah, come on. That's the hottest anything.
So then,
like say the hottest girl in your high school. Would be working.
So what I hear from
that's really hot.
Yeah.
So what I hear from
it was me. I'm just kidding. Okay.
What I've heard from
should open a coffee shop.
What I've heard from others is that you can rent these girls, and they're extremely hot. See, I don't know the price range. I hear some people throwing around figures of $5,000 to $10,000 to $20,000 a night. And I don't know that $20,000 a night includes everything.
It better.
I would hope. But these girls were, I mean, like, from what I remember 10 years ago, maybe my hormones is different then, but they were extremely hot.
They were good looking.
Very hot. And then, but nowadays, I feel like it's kind of gone downhill.
Maybe because it's a little bit more mainstream. So now everybody wants to do it kind of thing.
I'm going to take a guess at 3 different factors. Okay. I'm going to say 1, COVID times probably disrupted whatever program they had going on.
20,000 a night. I would work that.
I'm going to say
COVID or not COVID.
Yeah.
Delta, Lambda, Omicron.
Ladies, Lem is not up for grabs. Okay, he has a lovely girlfriend.
I'm going to bet that the ideal hotness of our society has gotten a little heavier than it used to be. Like there's more popularity for big booties and thicker girls. Surgery. Well, yeah, I'm saying that the popular taste of what a super hot girl is different now.
It's changed
a little bit. That's a guess, and another guess would be maybe a super hot chick would go straight to OnlyFans instead of walking around.
She doesn't want to waste her time. She's like, I could be at home.
Yeah, I don't want to pour this fucking coffee. Like,
pour your own damn coffee.
Walk out here with no panties on. Get out of here.
No. I actually, when I was trying to figure that out back then, I was like, if they're able to get 20 grand a night, why are they fucking doing this coffee thing? But then I was thinking about it. It's advertising, because you do your rounds, and then you get the guy that rolls up in the Ferrari, he parks, and then the cameras know who's that guy. He comes in, he puts 50 G's on the front desk to say, hey, I want to gamble. That girl knows exactly.
Could you imagine me in the high roller of the Dinky coffee shop?
Well, back then, those girls were hot.
Apparently, that was a cool, like, low-key thing. Yeah.
This is a whole lot of supposition and hearsay. And
you're just upset because you never saw any of it.
no, I don't have the Ferrari or the 50 grand. Yeah, they kept all their clothes on when I was around. I don't know. They're putting on extra clothes.
It's like a one piece.
Where's my trench coat?
I think Emmett and I, if I remember, we went for research reasons back in 2009.
It's totally for research.
2009, 2010. So we ended up, we opened a bikini cafe.
Did you really?
2012, but we went fully legal where everything was to the T. Like even the bikini. We even told
no gambling, no nudity.
I had no idea. Wow.
No bouncer.
Even Brazilian bikini bottoms weren't legal in a restaurant setting. So we told the girls don't wear Brazilian bikinis, but sometimes they still chose to.
Wait, what's a Brazilian bikini?
Where it cut,
like a thong, or
it cuts
like a G-string.
It kind of
tapers
in.
It's cheeky.
Yeah, it's cheeky. There you go.
It's called a cheeky at Victoria's Secret.
Okay. Oh, I thought
Yeah.
I thought it was called Brazil. Okay.
Are you talking about the front or the back?
No, I'm sure you're right. This is like a brand.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So we told the girls not to do that, and sometimes they did. And
I never looked at their butts.
What? Oh.
I was busy running a coffee shop.
Back to the reason why. Back to why I'm saying
work.
This.
My mind went somewhere else. Okay.
Back to why I'm saying the story. So 2009, we were doing that research for our bikini cafe. So then we closed up shop 2010 or something. I forget. But I remember seeing Cafe Lou and Cafe 168 doing the nudity stuff. If I remember, it was 2013, 14, 15. So it was for whatever reason, that time period, they decided to get more risque and show more.
Well, so the idea was, hey, there's all these bikini coffee shops around Orange County.
Yeah. That was gonna say that was a date where I started hearing about them at work and stuff.
Yeah, and then we thought, well, why can't we open a bikini coffee shop in San Diego? Like, we really wanted to sell Vietnamese iced coffee. We figured that'd be a big seller.
That stuff's delicious.
Yeah.
You guys should still sell it now. Just sell it wholesale.
Well, that's no fun.
Well, so I had a friend that wanted to go to Lee's and had a business proposition for him. He's like, I work in a restaurant. We use Vietnamese coffee. Please sell it to us in bulk. And you guys should do something like that.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
I wouldn't go back into the restaurant business if I could avoid it.
Really?
It's a lot of work, a lot of money, a lot of risk, and not a high probability of wild success.
Got it. Interesting.
There's a small possibility of mild success. It's really hard to make it big from food.
I've heard.
Yeah.
So I worked in food for a long time, but
yeah, a lot of times when you see hot new restaurants or places that are jumping and booming, the owner had a ton of money to begin with, and they built an awesome restaurant because they had $500,000 to blow.
Yeah.
It's popular because
makes sense.
So, but if you don't have $500,000 to start with, then
right,
it's hard to start with a hot dog cart or a food truck or something.
Do you guys know Crustacean in Beverly Hills? Mm-mm. No. Okay, it's a Vietnamese run restaurant in
Beverly Hills.
Mm-hmm. In I don't know if it's Beverly Hills, but one of the nicer areas.
Is it super fancy? Is that what made you think of it?
Because same thing. So it was this immigrant mom who came and became a chef and very successful, and then she had 5 daughters, and I worked at one of their restaurants, and one of the daughters basically used all the money that she had because of her mom's success to make an awesome restaurant.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a huge gamble.
Yeah.
Because if you spend all that money and it doesn't.
I know, right? Can you imagine the stress?
Yeah.
Well, we could tell she was stressed.
Yeah. I know easier ways to make money in real estate.
I like that. Yeah. More surefire.
There's an easier way to make money.
You don't have to just automatically say goodbye to your money.
Yeah, and the restaurants are, if you own it or if you're running it, it's long days and it takes a lot.
No sleep.
You got to sleep, but because it's physical. Like you're running around kitchens, you're picking up all the inventory, you're
I hear you.
emergencies, you're cleaning bathrooms,
Okay, so we were talking about the Asian coffee shops. Do we want to jump subjects, or do you guys want to stay on that one?
About titties?
How did we get on that? We were talking about McDonald's
in
Switzerland, and then somehow we went to titties.
I don't remember. Oh, you guys,
These are
you
just a
guys
few
said
of my favorite
I don't
things.
Actually, no. I don't know at all.
Okay.
Sorry. Whatever you guys want. Whatever.
What do you do? Is there anything you want to promote? Are you a influencer?
I influence people to do things.
What?
I'm an interpreter.
Okay, that's your gig. That's
I mean, like it's been for a while, and then I stopped doing it, and like kind of started focusing on like.
So if somebody needs to translate something to Farsi.
Actually, I do it for French.
Okay, French to English and
French
back?
to English, yeah, and I'm starting this new gig soon. It'll be like it's immigration.
Guidance.
Like court interpreting.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you can help immigration court if there's a translation.
Are you really helping? I don't know.
No, you are. You're translating.
Well, think about it. You know, we decently educated, proficient English speakers would have a hard time keeping up in a courtroom if we were to get.
Oh.
If for example, you were to have like a declaration of the law or something, right? For like a long-winded.
Are you saying courts speak their own language anyway?
Well, they kind of do, don't they?
Yeah, all this legalese bullshit.
So imagine this poor immigrant who like has to deal with that, doesn't know half of what you're saying, even though it's in his language.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're like, am I really helping?
Sounds like you don't want to do it. I'm
actually looking really forward to it.
Okay.
But you gotta be honest, you know.
Okay.
Gotcha. But you're right, and to an extent, I'm not, because I like to make money in fun ways.
Yeah.
You know, and in meaningful ways, and so maybe that's why
immigration court is not a fun place.
Yeah, no, it's not that fun. You know, they always like search you, and
they're always feeling me up when I walk in the door.
Yeah, you can't dye your hair like orange if you want, which I would do.
That's a court rule?
You have to look normal. You have to look like low key. See.
Gotcha.
But I've been doing, you know, my other money making things like you know, we rent the Jeep on Turo.
Mm-hmm.
Rent the house when we're away.
Yeah.
Makes a little bit.
Wait, so do you have to study a bunch of French court terminology?
Yeah, I did a while back.
Like docket and appeals?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Those are all the court words I know.
Yeah. So, but it's fun.
Nice.
Stimulating enough.
Okay, but you haven't started that yet? You're going to?
So I did it for a while with a different company. Now I'm going to be doing it somewhere else. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you are the company?
No, I'm a contractor.
Très bien.
Wow, bravo.
I think that was French. Is it?
It was.
Okay. My Spanish is better than my French.
Let's see.
See what?
You're Spanish.
I don't know how to say très bien in Spanish.
Oh my God. It's almost the same. Oh my God.
Mucho gusto.
Lem, do you know?
Tambien.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know what the French word was.
Très bien means like very good.
Very good.
Muy bien.
Yes.
Helewa. It's Vietnamese. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Just being silly.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So for learning
Continuing
French in college, how many years did you spend doing that?
You know, I probably did like a year and a half. Nothing too crazy. I had to do that minimum so that I could go the first time I was a student in Switzerland. When I was 20, I did a year like this program for French, and they required that. So I learned like most of it, you know, there.
Was it just passing the class, or did they have a test to get that scholarship or whatever it is?
It's just like you get something at the end called an attestation. That means you went to this course. Nothing crazy. I mean, you know. But actually, I got pretty bored towards the end and
of
sad.
Course.
No, of life in general in Switzerland, remember? So
wait,
at that point, I was like, I don't care about a stupid attestation.
But I'm having trouble grappling. Like, so you're a young college kid, and you're in Switzerland.
I know. Okay. Yeah.
But you're depressed.
Yeah.
Like, I think the idea is like, hey, I'm in another country. I'm in college. Why is it not fun? Are you not getting invited to the parties? Are there no parties?
No, there were parties too. It's just I don't know. I don't know if it was like a little bit of like being away from my mom, who I was really close to, or if it was like, that's the first time you really like realize you're like an individual and have to confront all of your thoughts and fears, because like that's the opportunity that it presents. I don't know.
Okay.
It was just like, it was very introspective for me and very like isolating. Just, I think I probably played a large part in it myself.
I think for me, anytime I'm in another country, I feel it seems like such an adventure to me. Like every time I walk out that door, I'm going to discover and see something I ain't seen before. Everything's going to be new. Everything's going to be weird.
So I get that. And I'm that way when I travel. But when I had to actually live somewhere, and after the new falls away and you're just like confronted with, oh, this is very different. And I mean, like for the record, like we are from the States, like it's very convenient here. It's a very convenient life. And most of the time I didn't realize.
To France for groceries.
Right? I know. You just go to Smith's and you're like, oh, it's a mile and a half down. But yeah, like, so, living with someone who is also doing that right now, like it feels like he makes me very aware of how convenient our lives are here and how that's just not how any other nation like operates. And so it was just like constant resistance also on my part of being like, why is it this way? I don't want it to be this way.
Have you guys seen that movie, Don't Look Up?
Yeah.
It's funny at the very end of the movie when they're getting blasted. Well, spoiler alert. when the world is getting wiped out, the character of Leonardo DiCaprio is, we really had it all, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
And it's like, man, we really have it all. We have all. It's amazing the world that we live in.
It is, and it's funny because you would think like maybe I'll come back home and then kind of still be depressed or kind of still be. No, I was instantly feeling better.
I got malls.
And I had ammo. So I was just like, super like on steroids grateful.
Nice.
And I always have been ever since. So it wasn't just like,
What percentage do you think was that internally on you, like the depression or sadness or homesickness? And then what percentage do you think it was like the culture of the Swiss kind of, whether it be that bakery
those
girl,
oppressive motherfuckers,
the culture.
Yeah. Well, there's, apparently someone brought this to my attention recently that they also have like symptoms similar to what I had. Like, for example, SAD, seasonal affective disorder, which is like when you...
Is it cloudy there all the time?
Yes, also. Okay. Gotcha. And so apparently like even Swiss people feel that way in the winter, but like, just like me, I guess I dreaded it. And then when it came around, I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Right. But they kind of, they just deal with it. And, they all have jobs and lives and they go about their lives. And maybe I had more free time as a student. And, maybe because I wasn't like in a stimulating enough kind of program, right? If I'm learning French, but I've already learned it and I'm kind of good at it, Right. It was just kind of like a perfect storm. And that's, what I've gotten from therapy over the years is that
Switzerland fucked you up.
Yes, but in a good way, to be honest. Like it's really made me, like I said, grateful to be here in certain ways, and also just
what a hellacious place. I'm glad I'm not in Switzerland.
No, that's why it was so important to say like Switzerland is amazing, and at the end of the day, it's always you.
Yeah.
That not that you need to be different or that you need to it's not that you need to be someone you're not. You need to be okay with things being not the way you're used to. I don't know.
Yeah.
That wasn't very eloquent, but
can you say it in French?
If I could, if you want.
Do you think, when you reflect back on that, is it some of it is kind of could be their culture, the way they treated you. It's kind of unfair. It's not that it was really, I guess what you're saying is you could just think, well, okay, that person treated me unfair. That's their problem. But then if 20 people treat you unfair, I feel that would have a mental toll on you.
It does. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Thank you. And that's been something that I've had to kind of untangle, and realize, like, you know, you need to be, there could be one person or there could be 20, but your reaction is still yours. And if at some point, let's say at the 20th time, you're like, are you kidding me? Right? At that point, you should be like, well, this is just the way they are, and it's different from the way I operate, and it makes sense to me why I operate the way I do, and it makes sense to me why they operate that way, and let me just live my life, you know, as the best case scenario. Anyways,
if there was an American right now going to Switzerland for the first time, what advice would you give them?
Play soccer.
Take money.
Take money? Bring money?
Bring money with you.
Everybody likes you more when you have a wad of cash.
Well, yeah, and also you get to do stuff. You know, you don't get left out of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Being poor sucks in
it
any context.
does.
Yeah.
But honestly, I really think I'm an anomaly, and I don't think it's fair to say that very many Americans would have a bad time living there. I think it was just a lot of circumstances that had to do with my life and not so much, you know, being American only. I think most Americans could probably, you know, and I do know Americans that love living there and have a good life. But maybe if you're kind of a carefree girl, maybe from the valley, maybe
I don't know where this is going, but I like it.
maybe love the sun a little too much, then think about the fact that you won't have those things there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Let's jump to your story of getting arrested in Vegas.
Oh,
What?
okay. I know. Can you believe it? This sweet face.
I know.
Somebody
you not
put
a
me
nice
in
person?
handcuffs and threw me in a freaking canine.
Is there a duel?
Unit.
Is there a Jekyll and Hyde going on here?
I don't even understand that reference. That's how good I am. So it's actually before me and Steph got married, we came to Vegas. We didn't even live here yet. Wait, did we? No, we didn't live here. And it was my mom's birthday weekend. Okay, so we came with my family, and I have cousins our age that we were staying with, and you know, just one night we're like, oh, let's just go out tonight. You know, the three of us.
Yeah, it's Vegas.
Yeah, right. So we went to the Wynn. Mm-hmm. I forget.
Wait, you and Steph, or you and two cousins?
Me, my cousin, and Steph.
Okay.
Yeah, and we just got wrecked.
Yes.
Just wrecked. And at some point, I was apparently upset about, like, he wouldn't let me gamble or something stupid and silly, right? And like, it was just like, Goldi is really drunk, you know, we're all really drunk, let's go home.
Yeah.
So we're like 2 feet away from the parking structure, but we're still like on the grounds, on the premise, right? Because we were at one of those night. See, this is how much I don't party and how much I shouldn't have gotten arrested. It's like those night pool party things.
Yeah, night swim.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
See, and like, I was so cute. I was just wearing I was holding my sandals so I could go play in the water, you know?
Yes.
And Steph, like, we started bickering again.
Oh.
And at some point, like, I smacked him with my sandals.
Oh,
Come on.
yeah.
Like, that's...
Were you guys having an amazing time at the nightclub swimming, or the whole night was just a...
No, it was really fun. There was just like one point and then the continuation where we were already leaving anyway, where we were just really drunk and I was apparently being a brat, right?
Yeah.
And he said something to piss me off. And so I smacked him in the arm, like on the arm with my sandal that I was holding while I was talking.
With your chancla.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And then before I knew it, we were both like taken with our hands behind us by like security. And we're like, what the hell's going on? You know, what is happening? They were like, this is domestic violence. Like, we take that very seriously. What?
Yeah,
like,
you can't be beating on our good-looking men.
I know,
here.
right?
Yeah.
Can you believe that? And so I was so afraid because he didn't even have his green card yet. We weren't married. Like, it was really in the beginning of his story here in the States.
You almost got him deported by hitting him with a sandal.
I know. And so, and they kept us so long. Not like cops came and stuff, but it was still largely had to do with the hotel and their rules.
You were in the hotel jail?
Yeah.
Okay. So
No, wait, no. I went to actual jail. But okay, so long story short, apparently I'm boring you.
I'm trying to understand your part. Yeah.
Okay, so then I was so drunk and upset that I talked back to like the cops. Now in California, cops are really nice and laid back. And even if you talk back, they're just kind of like, haha, little girl kind of thing. They don't mess around here. Okay. And they got really pissed at me. They started taking it out on Steph by asking him lots of questions. And Steph's being a smartass. He's like, I don't speak English. I need an attorney. I want an interpreter.
It works on TV.
Excuse me. Yeah. So finally, I was like, I didn't want him to get in trouble, and because of me or whatever. And so I admitted guilt, and they're like, perfect.
Of hitting him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got fed up with it, and I was like, I freaking hit my boyfriend with a stupid sandal. Like, we were just having our own conversation. It has nothing to do with domestic violence. And they're like, admission of guilt. So then they took me for like a day. Yeah, they took me for a day to jail, and they kept me longer apparently because I had talked back. So if I had just been quiet, maybe could have written it out. But And so I got my hair braided there.
In jail?
Yeah. We were singing for some time.
Was this a group cell where there's like 20 people in it?
There was, yeah. They arrest a lot of people. It was like a weekend night. There was like hookers that left before me. I was like, excuse me, like, what did I do?
Well, they know people down there, yeah.
Yeah, right.
The regulars.
That's true. And at some point I cried. I kept crying like on the phone. They do that thing is real where they like make you turn around and hold stuff and cough.
What? Hold stuff and cough?
Yeah, like hold your butt cheeks apart.
Oh, to make sure you're
not hiding holding drugs. Yeah.
It wasn't all an elaborate ruse to sneak drugs into jail?
Well, I mean, it is, but like they'll know.
Because your drugs will pop out of your butt.
They'll strip you, yeah. And then I had to wear the jumper and everything. Like, it was real. Oh, and then I got hungry. And then one time when I got off the phone with Steph, I was like crying, and I turned around and all the girls are looking at me. And at this point, like, you're upstairs where there's the beds. Like, these are the long-term people. So it was terrifying. Oh. So I'm like crying. And these girls come up to me, and they had like saved up their ramen packet, right?
Yeah.
They had like a little ramen thing. So they're like, do you want this? Are you hungry? I was like, I'm starving, because I didn't eat all the slop that they had given us downstairs. Oh. So I take it in this shitty bowl, and I'm like, wait, we don't have like boiling water here. What's happening? And they're like, oh, use the sink. It's hot. And so it's not like, it's disgusting. Like,
it's like lukewarm
water. Yeah. And I'm like starving. So I'm just biting my hard ramen brick in there. And
I have a friend that she went to jail, and she said that point where they stripped her and then did that search. Yeah. She said that was the lowest point in her life. Her story goes,
where she had to hold her butt cheeks open and cough.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of this before.
She's a super like hardcore religious person. So to go through all that was very, very sad for her. Tough on her. Someone had her same exact first and last name in Vegas.
Oh,
that had
stop it.
Had a charge on them. A cop pulled her over for speeding, and then said, hey.
And took her in.
And then that same cop who took her in and did the paperwork, she started to cry so hard. He said to her, I know you're not her, but I have to do this. The name matches. You're saying you're not her. You're just saying
there's a warrant out for you.
Yeah. He believed her, but.
Yeah, but he still had to do it.
Because of the name match?
Yeah.
But you can't just be letting people go.
But you can't say, you can't. Even though he was sure.
He's not the court.
Yeah, he's just saying from your reaction, how hard you're crying. I know you're innocent.
I see.
I know you didn't rob 3 liquor stores.
That is horrible.
So then she got put into jail for a night, and then they did that search on her. She said that was the lowest point in her life.
Poor baby. No, it wasn't that hard for me, thankfully. That's really sad. No, I mean it. In fact, like, I had this aha moment, and I was like, life is great. Like, when I leave here, everything, like,
thank God I didn't have drugs in my butt.
I've had a lot of moments like this in my life where I'm like, it's going to be better. Yeah. And it is.
She described
That's horrible.
She described it as, like, they asked her to strip, and then she had to, like, spread.
Yeah. And cough, like, hard. And, and they're checking in there with a flashlight. I mean, no mercy. Like, I don't want to give you guys too many details.
No, this is what we want to hear on the podcast.
No,
yeah,
I just
detail.
Like, no, like
I'm not horny right now. I'm just curious.
I mean, I had to go like pee in front of people. I had to at some point go number 2. There's no doors. Like, you're in the same freaking cell. It smells awful. Like,
I have 2 burning questions.
there's girls with periods. Like,
yeah.
Okay, what are your
did this gal with the mistaken identity, did she lose her religion at that point and be like, God is not looking out for me if I'm being hauled into jail?
She probably found a reason for it.
Yeah.
God works in mysterious ways?
Something better from it.
Okay, so it reinforced her faith.
Yep.
That's weird, yeah. I mean, it's illogical.
So that's great if religion helps you get through the bullshit of life. Great. I wish I was like you.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I'm just saying if I got unfairly punished, I'd be like, well, what's up, God?
Are you looking out or not?
Yeah. Like, where did I fuck up? Like,
that's a horrible coincidence.
Yeah.
Like the opposite of serendipity.
That's terrible bad luck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's when you go buy a lottery ticket.
Right?
I would.
I bought a lottery ticket the day I found out I was pregnant. I won. I got like $250. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It was dope.
So babies are lucky.
I think so.
You should have more babies.
Okay.
And win more lottery.
Okay, I will. It's easy to make them.
No, part of your story caught me when you said that these gals gave you their saved up ramen.
Yeah.
It's so in a room full of hardened criminals, these gals had like pity and compassion, and
they're really sweet, especially like the ones that are staying longer. You can tell, and they're just, they have their little trinkets and like a tiny bookshelf where they've probably traded stuff over time, and
there's a whole economy in there, right?
I mean, yeah, like it looks like Orange is the New Black. Like that was very accurate. I was like,
but how did you end up in how did you end up in a long term?
So I think they process you, and then you're just hanging out there waiting for like a court date where you're with that group of people. And then at some point, I don't know if it was to like scare me, or to be honest, or if it was just like I was going to be there more than 12 hours and was going to sleep there, that they sent me upstairs and gave me like a jumper and a bed.
Okay.
And so I went to go like ask the security guard something. She was like standing at this like pedestal almost, and I went to go walk over and ask her, and she's like, "Don't do that. I know you're not used to it here, but never walk directly towards me. Always take like an angled route because it looks like you're gonna come aggress me." Yeah, can you believe that?
Like it looks like an attack if you.
Yeah, she's like, "Don't ever do that again, or I'll have to like do something about it."
No, but that's a weird thing to say. Well, you need to walk at angles to sneak up on me.
Well, because like she's kind of in the corner of the room, she can see everything that's going on.
Yeah.
So she's here, and she's just like,
"What do you like?"
Do a zigzag to me, because she can see you anyway. So she's like, "Go around the beds that way."
What? Can't you just like stop 10 feet away and wave first or something? Like, may I approach the podium?
I guess not.
Weird.
Yeah, it's super weird, right? So I guess all those girls in there, like, there's just so many, like, so much protocol that you're just like.
I would even understand, like, hey, come 10 feet away and walk up here backwards.
Right? Walk up backward. That
would make more sense.
You never know. Maybe she has something in her hand.
She's the guard.
No, the other person.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah.
Put your hands up and spin around.
Yeah, put your hands up. Yeah.
Even that would make more sense. I don't know. Yeah.
No, it was weird.
For the last 10 feet towards me.
Right? Yeah.
Like a ballerina.
Do a plie, yeah. Exactly. You better do it better next time.
I know nothing about jail life. This is what.
Yeah.
This is why it's so fascinating, because I have zero. I don't even watch those shows, so I don't even know what to incorrectly think.
Yeah, it was like shitty TVs at night. Like they play like stupid like games that are like broken and ripped, and like someone's braiding hair. There's like one of those like small square TVs in the corner.
Wait, so how'd you get your hair braided? Was that making friends?
Yeah.
Are you in a race gang?
What's that?
Was there gangs in there?
Oh,
it sounds like not. If they're giving
was
you
it the black chicks that dug you, or was it the?
I don't think she was black actually. I think she was like Russian or Hispanic or something.
See, that's what I'd be afraid of. Is like, if I accept this ramen, am I now agreeing?
Am
to
I your
something
bitch?
Else? Yeah. What comes with this ramen?
That's true. That's true. It was funny because I felt horrible for them, right, for their life. But they were like, "Oh, sweetie, don't cry. Are you okay? Come here." And I was like, "Wow, you guys are so nice."
I would imagine jail would be more like, "Hey, toughen up," you know?
Right? Oh my god! And there was this like gypsy woman like in her 40s or 50s, and she had a raspy voice because she smoked too much crack. Seriously, she told me that was why. And
Smoking crack,
she was like my best friend, or like she befriended me, I guess, and like gave me her number at the end. She's like, keep in touch, okay?
Did you send her ramen or anything?
I did not.
Oh, you left the gypsy behind.
She was getting out too that day.
Oh, okay.
So it was just like, you know, see you around Vegas kind of thing.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. So to get the event straight, you were in the casino and you caused some trouble at the tables.
No. No. We were at a pool party.
Yeah.
And on our way leaving, we were arguing.
Okay.
So I smacked him.
How hard was the smack with the?
No, it was like a super girly smack. Like,
are you sure you didn't get in trouble at the gambling tables first?
Why are you saying that?
Because in the casinos, there's a very, very hard line of like, you come to Vegas to get drunk and be an idiot. And you could do that in a pool, but you can't do that at a table where there's chips and money. So if you do anything...
we didn't approach any of those tables though.
Oh, I misheard your story.
No, sorry. I'm a slots girl. I just love to play slots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's why he said no.
Right. You're probably okay on the slots.
Big meanie.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. Okay, so you almost made it out.
So he almost made it out, and I think at some point he even like... when I hit him, he was like, can you chill kind of thing. And so they were like, oh, something's happening between them, you know?
Yeah.
And then obviously they dropped the case after everything. So it's like,
yeah,
pretty much BS.
Yeah. I mean, it's a weird thing because it sounds like an overreaction, but in a way they have to deal with this. You have to deal with drunken people every night, right? So they probably have,
Yeah.
What happens is like, last week, we just got the memo that says, hey, we had a domestic violence problem, so we got to be super, watch out for that. And
absolutely, absolutely, like love that they're doing their job, and that means that we're safe too. It was a huge difference from like being drunk in California, like being in bars in California. Like I don't know, I've danced on tables, I've told like a security guard to fuck off, and I've gotten away with I guess a lot, and instantly I was like, oh, you don't get away with anything.
Well, I think what's different is when you walk into a $1 billion casino, there is an entire security apparatus that has 50 dudes on staff and 1,000 cameras. And,
right. Yeah. True.
So
you're right.
It's a stricter environment.
Absolutely.
In the casino.
So at the pool, was it it was casino security that apprehended both of you because you hit them?
They were like this. They were like just bouncers from they were saying they had seen it from a video camera inside and had just came out and taken us in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think ultimately the moral of their actions, like you're saying, there's a whole police crew apparatus doing what is good stuff. Yeah. It reminds me of 30 years ago when I was around 7 or 9 years old in the backseat of a car.
I don't know where this is going either.
I was going to Comic-Con, and then Ernie, I don't know if you remember Ernie, Uncle Duke's friend.
Ernie. Hey, Fred.
Represent.
He had some music on, and I think I was bobbing my head a lot with the music. Mm-hmm. And then we got pulled over. And the cop, I remember he asked Ernie something like, what's your name? What are you doing? And he's like, oh, we're going to Comic-Con. And then the cop specifically looked back at me and my brother. He said, are you guys okay? And I remember he was that very stern face, like he wanted to know what's going on.
Well, because you tell these Asian kids don't belong to this Mexican dude.
Is that what happened? Oh my God.
But at first, because my head was bobbing through the back windshield. So the cop just sees my head going up and down.
Okay.
So he's thinking,
there better not be any blowjobs going on back here.
Oh, actually, I didn't even think about that.
That's what I thought you were getting to.
I'm thinking maybe he thought I was tied and I was trying to like break loose.
Yeah.
So that's.
Do you remember what song it was?
Ah, man, I don't.
You know what's funny? I think Ernie became like a preacher or something.
Oh wow.
He was a really religious dude.
Nice, love it.
Yeah,
Nice.
super nice guy, nicest guy on earth. Like super gentle, wouldn't hurt a fly, kind of like just happy, great guy. But
that's lovely.
Yeah. Well, I think it's funny because I don't know if you want to hear all this, but my dad grew up a Catholic boy in South Side of Chicago. So he's very Catholic, went to church on Sunday and stuff. And then as you get older, you end up in the hospital for this, that, or the other thing, right? I think one time Ernie came to visit my dad in the hospital and was like praying all over him. And even my dad was like, come on, man, give me a break. Like, knock it off, man.
Sweet.
So the story that I had was just to kind of, I think the cops and the security guards have good intentions.
Good intentions, sure.
It's interesting some of these.
No, sometimes they're dicks.
Yeah. There's that too. But.
Sometimes they're just being dicks.
So I have to say, I have not, ever since that happened, it is true that I have not slapped my husband with a sandal
in public
or anything in public or in private.
What? You don't beat him at home? You could totally get away with it.
Come on.
It's not like it goes out on the internet.
He's a good boy.
Okay.
I don't need to.
He follows all the rules.
Yeah, he already does everything great, so it's fine.
Okay.
Thanks, babe. So it's true. It did teach me a lesson of like how to behave, particularly outdoors here, and
do you think that whole thing shocked you into like, man, I really need to not like even hit my, because like you said, it wasn't a strong hit intended to injure.
No, it wasn't.
Oh.
But you're right. I think I'm very careful just automatically. See, so maybe it did some good because maybe he didn't like that very much, even if it was playing.
Maybe he does like it.
Maybe he likes it a little too much, huh? Maybe we were.
I'll find out for you.
Yeah.
He's very honest with me when you're around.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. He tells me secrets.
Good to know. Got it.
Just kidding.
Okay.
Just kidding. I don't think we hang out outside of you.
Oh, okay, good. I was like,
I think you know where he is.
I would be happy. Yeah, I would be happy.
Oh, you need other friends.
If he was branching out.
Are we out of time? Are we?
Okay. You have that story about the chiropractor and accidentally farting.
Oh, yeah. So
this is another time you were hiding drugs?
So I think chiropractors are like little angels.
So if you got back pain,
so you have back pain, that's the first thing you should do. Yeah. Cause you know what? It's not invasive, even like pregnant and, other conditions, like you can still go to the chiropractor.
Is this one step up from a masseuse? Is that the difference?
I mean, they're doctors.
Yeah. That's from my understanding. I might be wrong on this, but they do have they have to, there's a board of
chiropractology,
something like that. And they do train, or they go to school, I think, for 6 or 7 years, also like doctors.
Yeah.
I thought doctors are always like chiropractors are not real doctors.
Exactly. But, because they still have a doctorate, but somehow not a doctor.
Okay. You can't just declare yourself a chiropractor. You have to go get a bunch of...
No, you have to go to school.
Okay.
You have to.
But anyway. What's the main thing? Is it cracking your joints or...
It's the adjustments.
Am I mixing it up with the physical therapist?
No. So at least for me, I know that they have to be doctors.
Okay.
To be chiropractors. Physical therapists, I think you can also do like a degree, but it doesn't have to be like, you're not a doctor. But like chiropractor's title is doctor.
Okay. Man, I did a podcast for 3 hours with two of these guys.
Oh,
the chiropractor?
I did one with a physical therapy that doesn't need that sign off from the state law or whatever. And then the other guy that he needs his doctorate degree plus the sign off from the state to say that he could do that practice.
Got it.
Were they both working on backs?
It sounded...
Well, they don't have
one
to.
One was more like...
Could be all kinds of things.
You're already healed and going into advanced sports to better your game. And then the other guy was if you have some serious injuries.
Okay.
So he was the doctor one.
But you're right. I think because chiropractors are mainly focused on the back. They look at alignment everywhere, incling like...
Align your
sometimes
spine.
one foot is longer than the other because of hip shifting. Yeah. Not because, your bones are different, but yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, it's a really good thing to do. I totally believe in it. But anyway, some people don't, and that's fine. But I found that
people
been very
are anti-chiro?
Well, yeah, they're just, like they think like they're not real doctors or that, maybe it really didn't work for certain people.
Okay, so you can tell us you had a problem and the chiropractor helped.
Yeah, I had some aches and pains and I like back pain and stuff. And it definitely I went probably twice a month for 6 months and I was great.
Oh.
And now I don't really need it. I might go if I want to, but I don't have to go regularly and I'm fine. It treated it basically.
What's the main thing that the chiropractor is doing?
Adjustments.
So
that's the cracking sounds. And what it does is
it's picking you up and...
Yeah, he won't necessarily pick you up. Like he has his techniques, but basically, yeah, like releases like, fluid, like synovial fluid between the joints.
So when you crack your joints, yeah.
And so that way they can like go back to where they're naturally supposed to go.
Okay.
Anyways, and I was going for a long time, and it was great, right? And it was one of my last treatments anyway. But so I sit down like I'm supposed to. I lie down, and he does one side. Okay, I turn around, and he does the other side. And as he pushes down, there's this point where he basically pulls towards him your lower half as you're on your side, while he pushes away your upper half of your body. Okay. And at that point, and he's really overweight.
Oh.
Chiropractor. Yeah. Like he's out of breath. Like by the time he's going to sit down again,
Your work is a workout?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he did it, and I freaking farted. And you didn't hear it.
Oh.
Okay, but it was so smelly.
You didn't have a choice, right?
It was super smelly. So I know he knew I farted, right? Okay. But he didn't say anything. He didn't laugh. I didn't laugh. It did make a sound, but it was right at the sound where it cracked. So I didn't know if he heard it because he was closer to my butt than me.
Yeah.
And so I was like mortified. I was so embarrassed that I was like, okay, I'm never coming back here again.
So that's why it was your last treatment?
Yeah. So that's actually, it cut my treatment short.
I would imagine that seems like a natural.
I was mortified. Yeah, it might be like if you're gassy that day, then yeah, absolutely that force is going to make you fart, but you shouldn't.
No, I've heard.
Try to hold it.
I've heard from masseuse that they, on some of it, like if they get their guest to fall asleep, they actually feel a sense of accomplishment. So maybe
knock this sucker out.
Maybe if
he was like, I'm literally going to get everything out of you.
Twist the fart out of this girl.
Maybe, but I mean, the smell must have killed him. I feel so embarrassed.
These are the dangers of being vegetarian. You get gassier.
No,
right?
this is when I was having meat, so it must have been worse.
Okay, yeah.
Right? And I remember he was like, okay, you're good.
You're done.
I'm like, is he holding his breath right now? I'm sorry. And I like darted out of there. So I can't go back there anymore. Yeah.
No, he wants you back. You're his livelihood.
Maybe I should go back and visit.
Yeah.
And see if he calls me like
some nicknames, new nicknames.
Oh, Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah. Goldi party pants or something. Oh my God. I'm like, hey, hi, do you have time for me?
It's funny, these social rules that we have to live by, huh?
I know. Like why we're all human. We all fart. Mm-hmm. We all have to hold it in.
Yes.
Because of a little smell. That's so stupid. That and not being able to talk about sex, like with your friends, or okay, maybe sometimes you do with your friends, but like let's say with like family and stuff. Like why? Like why is it? We're all doing it, If anything, we'd benefit from talking about it. We could talk about the good. We could talk about the bad.
No, it's because
it should be normal. It's just normal.
We can't think about our parents doing it. Is our problem.
I wish my parents did it more. They divorced when I was young. I would love that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you kidding? I tell Steph all the time, I hope your parents are doing it nightly.
It's different when you get older.
What do you mean?
You get to a point where it's physically very difficult, right? Very.
Bro, come on.
The body changes, from what I understand. I'm not a sex doctor.
Look, you don't have to move around a lot. You could experiment.
Somebody's got to do the moving, right?
No, you don't have to.
You can't have not moving sex.
You could do anything you want in life, and it's still sex if you consider it sex. How about that?
Okay.
And if you're a lazy piece of shit,
well, okay.
Like I can be sometimes, there's ways around it, my friend. I'll have to tell you off of this podcast.
That's what this podcast
we're here. You're saying we should be able to talk about sex.
Oh, that's true.
Okay.
Oh my God, you got me on my own game.
Well, I was just saying older people are less attracted to each other.
Oh.
And they have less energy, and they got medical problems.
Okay.
And you got stress, and boner stops working, and menopause, and.
I just feel like there's solutions for all those, don't you think? To be able to have something awesome like sex, you should be able to like happily deal with those ailments.
I don't know if it's awesome when you're 70.
Well, when you're 70, that might actually be your limit. I don't know.
I mean, I can argue against my own point that there was I heard.
Please do.
I heard that at one point, nursing homes were having a terrible AIDS epidemic.
I heard that.
Because there's also saying like, well, who gives a fuck?
They're like, we're all single and let's do it.
Yeah, like what have I got to? Let's fucking.
That's awesome. I love that. I think that's beautiful. I mean, not that they're getting diseases from it, but.
Well, yeah, it's beautiful that there was still some
juice left,
some wild activity
in that juice box.
Yes.
See, so never mind. I don't know.
Well, also maybe the bigger problem is that America, the USA, is a repressive,
they're very
sexual
closed
culture.
about that. That's true.
Well, it's odd because Victoria's Secret, all the TV commercials that sell sex, even audio, radio, you hear sex advertisements. It's weird that sex is everywhere, but yet when it's actually really sex, people
it's
don't
not
talk
okay,
about it.
it's yucky.
Wait, are you saying people are listening to this podcast just for my sexy voice?
Wow. I was gonna say your voice changed.
That's my sexy voice.
That's cool. You should use it more often.
Welcome to the Smooth Jazz Radio Hour.
Oh my god, that's great.
I've never done that before. That's creepy. Just creep myself out.
I asked my wife when she was in college and high school, did her and her friends talk about sex openly? And she's like, not really. And then I explained to her my stories. Like when I was in high school and college, I openly talked about sex with my friends. Like I'd ask my friends, like, what positions do you like? Well, how often?
Just all kinds of details.
Like, if you put it in this hole, is that not good? Is it how? Like I asked all sorts of things. It was interesting because from her perspective, it seems like, well, I mean, maybe she's open with me talking about it, obviously.
Yeah, right.
But when but with her in Vietnam, she was kind of making it sound like, or the culture there is more conservative.
Of course.
So they're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's not even, it's almost to the extent of, I even told her like, well, the friends that you two do keep in touch with now, why don't you try to open up and if you have questions about sexual things from a woman's perspective, maybe ask them because they're a woman. And then she's like,
she's like still not okay with it. Right.
So we're more open than Vietnam about sexy talk.
You know what I hate? You know what I hate more than that we don't talk about it is the opposite direction. So I don't know if you guys have watched this show on Netflix. It's called Sex, Love, and Goop.
No.
And it's a sex show really hosted by Gwyneth Paltrow.
Okay.
And there's like this sexpert. I only watched like one episode, but it actually turned me off. Okay, it's supposed to be about couples.
It was good until the goop part.
Yeah, exactly. Until the end. So, and that's just my opinion. But
wait, now you get what's the goop?
Okay, I can't remember what goop meant. I think maybe it was like the doctor's name or like the philosophy. I forget what it was. But basically, there's there's couples that are maybe struggling in the bedroom, and then they all talk openly, and then there's a sex like coach kind of thing that comes in.
And Gwyneth Paltrow is hanging out there too?
Gwyneth Paltrow's there in the beginning and kind of like, you know, making it like a cool thing to watch. And then she's not part of the actual like training sessions.
Oh, okay.
And so it's like
I think that would be more entertaining.
Yeah, well, it would have been, right? But anyway. So basically it's like one couple at a time on like a massage bed, a chair, or no, I don't know, like whatever, folded things.
Oh, a sex chair?
No, just like lying down, okay, together. Okay. It's irrelevant what they're lying on.
A massage table.
Whatever. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Massage table. Good God. And so it's great because the coach talks about, you know, there's different kinds of people in the bedroom. There's like something called a sensual, which I think I like resounded with, which means like you like the senses, right? Like it's not just about like thing A into whole B. It's like, you know, the room should be clean. Like, you know, things like in the mind should be cleared already. Like focus on like hand holding, things like that, right? Yeah. And so like there's like a bunch of different categories. But the end of it, it was like the expert with her husband saying, or her partner, whatever, and they're saying, okay, now we're going to show you what happens if you really like take advantage of our philosophy. And it's like, and it comes out super weird. It's just,
oh wait, like, hey, watch us do it so good.
Yeah. But it wasn't that was not good. Cause like anyone could learn from that, right? Like if it was beneficial,
yeah,
but it was
put
like
this in whole A.
So basically they had sex and they didn't even touch.
What?
Yes. And it was on TV, like it's on Netflix. So you can go watch this.
That's not how sex works.
Okay, so but like apparently like they were so in tune. So she was blindfolded, the expert, and her husband, who's also like now very knowledgeable, is basically running his hand over her body, and when he does that, her body mimics the exact wave that he's doing with his hand.
Okay.
Until finally, and then I don't know, maybe at some point there's contact, but they're clothed. You know, maybe I think at the end she's sitting on him, and then I think she climaxes. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think that's what happens at the end, and then you're supposed to walk away with that, like having learned something.
Oh, so you were digging the show at the beginning, and then they lost you.
Well, I was like, maybe we'll learn stuff. Maybe it'll open your mind, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that does the opposite. Like more people must be feeling like me, and I'm pretty open about that stuff out in the open, right? So like.
Okay, so that's not a good way to learn sex.
It freaked me out. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, that was a really strong opinion about that.
You seem,
it's exhausting. I know.
You seem traumatized right now.
I'm exasperated. Good God. Anyway.
Yeah. Get Gwyneth Paltrow off the air.
But watch it. Let me know how you feel.
Well, you just told me not to watch it.
Well, maybe you'll be like, no, Goldi, that was a horrible opinion.
No, I don't want to accidentally get into non-naked sex.
I know, right?
Without touching.
That's like the next worst thing.
That's the best thing is being naked and touching.
Yeah, at least. Right? Like, can we at least start with that?
Yeah, can we start with naked touching?
Yeah.
I'm not a sex expert, but
yeah, I agree.
My wife and I, we watched one, I don't remember the name of the show. I'm guessing it was something called My Kink, and it was different couples and their kinks.
Okay.
One couple, I might be mixing it up, but there was one where it was a naked dinner party. So you pay to go to this dinner event where there's like 6 or 8 other couples, and then everyone towards the end of the night will get naked. At the comfort of the person, but you go in, you're supposed to get,
you should be open to getting naked, basically.
Yeah,
but you can chicken out.
I think you
probably could, but you should like go into it with an open mind, right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna get naked.
Wait, so you and your wife did this?
No. Sorry, we watched they had a bunch of different kinks per episode. I guess I was just, when you were saying that show was a disappointment. Yeah, it was. The show was interesting enough where we watched a few. Okay. And then my wife was like, hey, this is kind of interesting. None of it seemed like anything that she wanted to try, but it was just interesting to see.
How other people behave.
And then to bring the conversation, for either husband and wife or boyfriend, girlfriend, just to see other kinks.
Interesting. What is that called?
I'll find it.
Okay, I would like to know. Email it to me.
Sounds good. You wouldn't do a naked dinner? A stripping dinner?
I don't think I would. Oh, so me and Steph are trying to go to like New York soon, but we don't want to like break the bank. So I've been looking at couch surfing. Okay. And we found this guy. He's like luxury, building, freaking all the amenities you want.
You can sleep on my couch, but you have to be naked.
But you have to be okay being naked.
What?
Even if you're a couple. He's like, you have to hang out naked.
Because he's a nudist or because he wants to see you naked?
No, he's something called a naturalist or naturist. Yeah.
I mean, you have to be okay with him being naked, or you have to get naked?
You have to be okay with the idea of you possibly getting naked and that he's definitely going to be naked.
Yeah.
I was like, Steph, what do you think? I read it to him. I go, what do you think?
Yeah.
He's like, come on. I was like, no. I was like, I'm serious. This could be a New York trip with lots of amenities. We could save, yeah. I know, right?
All right.
Think of the amenities.
Yeah. So it was an amazing building.
That's how he advertised it. I didn't see the photos.
I want to say in that kink show, there was a guy. Now I don't remember if it was
this guy.
It almost sounds similar, but his apartment wasn't that nice.
Interesting.
It was decent. It was an apartment. It was clean. Yeah. But he said luxury on his. This guy, his
didn't
apartment
say that. Okay.
Didn't seem like it was luxury.
So I've noticed on couch surfing, and it's probably not only on there, that there's a lot of people doing this in New York.
Trading nudity for lodging.
Yeah.
And you're kind of okay with it?
Yeah, they're all like, you have to be okay with naturalists, something like whatever they call themselves. Yeah.
Not nudists?
They don't call it nudist, maybe because it's like too to the point, and they want
they're
to
evolving
about it. Yeah.
It's more sophisticated than just taking your clothes off.
It's like Friends. It's like ugly naked guy across the street.
Yeah.
It's that guy.
Yeah. Okay. So you would do it, but Steph's not into it.
I mean, okay. I wouldn't do it, but I wouldn't feel unsafe. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, all right, this guy's kind of weird, whatever.
Or would you be, if Steph said yes, would you be more inclined? Is that what you're saying?
I would, yeah. because we don't have to be naked. We just have to be okay with the guy being naked and us open to, not being disgusted, like right in front of the guy.
And then like on the coffee table is a book about nudism.
Yeah. But okay. I mean, come on, like you don't have to look directly at things. You just walk around, get your breakfast.
It's like when you go into the porn store, you don't have to notice that there's dildos everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm just here to buy the handcuffs.
I notice all of the things though, so that's why it didn't really relate to me.
I mean,
because for you probably don't want to notice them, but I kind of want to.
No, I don't mind the dildos. They don't bother me.
Oh, okay.
Well, except when they get unnaturally large, like impossibly large.
You're like, who are you kidding, man? Like,
I'm like, this can't be healthy for anybody.
You want me to fantasize about who with this?
I think I saw one that was like called the Volcano.
Oh,
it was like,
no,
it was fucking massive.
Oh my god,
it was crazy.
It's like a crayon, giant.
Yeah, where's this supposed to go?
You sit on it.
But I mean, I'm not a butt doctor, but volcano shape generally.
Well, maybe you put something in the hole. It was a men's dildo.
Okay. I'll have to see this.
Yeah. All right.
This is why people don't talk about sex.
Because it goes to weird places.
It gets weird too fast.
We can go back to farts if we want to go to safe territory.
I'm down.
I'll fart once in a while and it's audible. Should I say anything other than, excuse me? Is there?
No.
Because I'm not trying to fart, and sometimes it just...
You should do something funny, though, so that...
Like, whoa, what the shit?
Yeah.
Somebody step on a duck?
Because then the person that was around you will be like, cool.
Oh, so break the tension with a joke?
Yeah.
Did you fart?
No, not like that, but just like, if you, like, imagine you fart, and then you're like, oops, or like something stupid.
I mean, it's really from eating too much salad.
Get away from it. With it, huh?
It's from eating too much salad.
Well, that's a great reason to fart. So I commend you.
Yeah, I'm trying to consume as much vegetable and salad in my diet as possible.
You've been saying that for like a month or two. I'm so proud of you for staying with that.
No, it's just an ongoing struggle for my life. Like I had a salad for lunch today, and tomorrow the struggle starts again.
Okay.
To not eat Spam and macaroni and cheese all day long.
Oh, that does sound good.
Yeah, right.
That's a very like Hawaiian meal. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, there's 100 other things I'd rather eat than vegetables, but I try to force myself.
What's number one?
Depends on the day, right? Buffalo wings, ribs.
Oh yeah. What are you guys eating tomorrow?
I didn't salad.
No, isn't there like an event tomorrow? Are you going to that?
Oh no, that's a video game bar.
Oh.
I don't even know if they have food there.
Oh, okay.
If they do, it's probably terrible.
Well, okay, I'm not. I just don't be so happy. Like I won't be there, but.
Okay.
But I will be there for the 2 hikes.
I mean.
I'm gonna bring a friend to one too.
So this video game bar.
Yeah.
I've never been there, so I think looking at the pictures, it looks like it can hold about 30 people in there.
Okay.
So I limited the event.
That's why you. Okay.
It's not a giant place.
Cool.
But I think there's something like 55 people on the wait list.
Oh my. Well, that's good. It's a popular group. Good for you.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. But apparently they want to go to a video game bar.
Like really bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you got all the, never mind.
All the cool stuff to do in town.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, like all the nerds want to come.
Yeah. One dude like was hitting me private like DM messages like, "Is there any way you can get me on here?" And I'm like,
"Oh, he really wanted."
I'm like, "Dude, you joined 2 days ago. You've never been to an event. Give me a reason to put you ahead of the 50 other people."
Right.
He's like, "Thank you for responding."
And that was it because he didn't get anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a good reason.
Just let him.
But what about the other 50 people? No, they're gonna watch this podcast and.
Well, why don't you start charging money to be put at the top of the wait list?
Oh, VIP.
Yeah.
That's an interesting idea.
$10.
People really hate me then.
Yeah, but if they really want to go, they won't hate you because they're like, "Oh, thank you so much for letting me go."
They'll give me the 10 and they'll hate me for charging.
So I wouldn't hate you if I really wanted to go to something and I was like, "Please break the rules for me. I'll give you $10." I'd be stoked that you let me. I'm just saying that.
Well, now I feel cheap for $10.
That's all you're getting, okay?
It's like when we go to a nightclub and we have to pay like $50 or something crazy. We're like, "Fuck you."
I know, right?
You don't love the nightclub for letting you in. You're like, you're angry for having to pay.
That's true. Then you angry dance.
No, I don't even dance.
You're
that's
like,
why I hate it. Here because all my dirtbag friends wanted me to go here.
Yeah. That's true.
Tell me about Candlelighters Foundation and Opportunity Village.
Yes. 2 very amazing
this took a turn.
charity groups in Las Vegas. You guys should both volunteer. It's pretty fun, to be honest. You know,
I helped a candlelighters event.
Oh, that's right. You helped me.
I sent one guy down too.
That's right. You totally did. What was that event? That was a Halloween bash.
Well, I think it's because it was like the day before and I already had another event.
Yeah, no, I remember that. Yeah, for sure. No, that was awesome. You came through, you stopped by.
But if you have more events, I think my meetup group wants to do that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool. That and the yoga, right?
Yeah.
So Candle Lighters Foundation, it's a local foundation that was founded a long time ago by people that unfortunately knew people who had lost some kids to childhood cancer. And so now, they've really like expanded and but of course always looking for help. They're really cool. They're basically constantly looking for cool ways to get involved in families and, help with siblings, have like cool events that people can go to. And, there's like a day of remembrance where they all kind of like let go of a balloon with like a special message attached to maybe somebody that they lost.
Oh, wait. So this is families that have lost a child to cancer?
Correct.
Whoa. Hold on.
Yeah.
There's just one here. I only noted give you on your just
like that.
Get it straight.
On what?
One strand that's kind of like looped. It might be. It's probably attached to the.
Oh, here.
Strand of hair.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. Is it gone? No. He's like disturbed.
Did it make you look good for your candle lighters commercial?
I know,
I think that's good. Okay. So back to.
Let me know.
Back to the topic of
yes.
It was kids lost kids.
So the Candlelighters are an organization to help families that have lost a child to cancer?
Correct.
I'm very glad I did not unleash my jokes at the beginning of this.
No, it's not always funny. Okay, Emmett.
Yeah, I know. This is sad.
But that's not true because there's a comedian that says nothing is sacred, and so you should run with that.
Oh.
But anyways,
because sometimes when you fart, you say light a candle.
Yeah.
That's not where they're going.
Oh, that's when you go to poop.
Yeah, you want the smell to cover up.
Okay. Anyways, so there's that, and then there's Opportunity Village. So these are just 2 organizations that I'm like involved with, where whenever I have free time, they're always doing something, and there's a lot of ways to get involved. So I've like done like a little bit of like writing and branding stuff for them, but I've also like volunteered in person and like for Halloween Bash, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
wait, Opportunity Village helps homeless people? What's their
Opportunity Village is helps people that are disabled, basically are able to work.
Oh, okay. I know it's a huge organization here in Vegas. Yeah.
Despite disability, there's all kinds of work to be done, and so they all get a paycheck, which is really cool.
Oh, by working at Opportunity Village?
Yeah. So they set up tasks for them.
Like Santa's Workshop, they're building?
Kind of, things like that.
Ah, okay.
Super cool. And they also have like, annual events and shindigs and stuff. Fun way to get involved. Let me know if you want to. I would love to.
So you have a big heart.
Share the. Yeah, I do. But sometimes too big because I'll take Steph and, Steph's great. But I'll have him do the weirdest things. Like one time we had to go and blow up balloons like for the whole afternoon. We made like 1,000 balloons, and our fingers were just completely mangled at the end from tying.
Oh yeah.
And Steph was like, why did you do this to me? But obviously we left and felt good about it. But
so his charitable tank is smaller than yours.
So I always take him along, and he loves coming. He's not very like what's the word? Doesn't have initiative or going to be like, hey, what's coming up?
You make him a better human being.
I like to think so.
Okay.
But he makes me that way too.
Oh, so you're doing it just to prove him wrong? No, I'm kidding. I
didn't get it.
No, like you're trying to out charity him.
Oh, yeah.
It's competition now.
Well, yes and no.
Why don't you drop those 2 and start a charity that helps women that are in the long-term jail that are trading ramen?
Okay. I have a great idea.
Okay.
Please let us know if this is good, okay? I want to start a nonprofit where girls in clubs or like wherever in nightlife in Vegas, if they're not feeling safe for whatever reason, they can call me or whoever else and get a ride home.
Like Uber?
Yes, but it looks like a girlfriend coming over to hang out and grab you away from the weirdo in the club and drives you home.
A nightclub extraction service?
Yeah.
Wow.
So like, imagine there's like a poster in the girl's bathroom stall, and she's like feeling super weird with this guy she's with, but she doesn't know how to break away. And she's kind of drunk. You know, even maybe her friend's with her, but her friend's also drunk and like not paying attention to what's going on and doesn't feel safe. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna call this hotline.
Now you gotta save 2 drunk girls.
I know, right? It's messy. It's gonna be messy.
Okay.
But wouldn't that be great?
They travel in packs.
They really do. Trust me.
That's an interesting idea.
Thank you.
Huh.
I've been like, working on something for a while, so that's the best I got so far. But it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Come on now.
It's a weird thing because it's not the population you immediately think of who needs help. These poor girls.
It's me when I was 17.
With your fake ID.
Yeah, exactly.
These poor gals in the 6-inch heels need a rescue.
Oh my gosh. Come on. That's a minority. You know? That's like young women.
I want to help rescue young women too.
I can't believe I have to convince you that this is a great freaking idea.
I mean, so then you need to find donations from wealthy philanthropists to fund this.
Yeah.
Or you buy a minivan? Is that the...
Oh, I like that. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea what turn that would take, but...
It'd have to be full of water and...
It's fine.
Charcoal pills.
I'll do it. It'll be great.
Yeah. I wonder if it would fall under like, is there... Those I don't know if there's hotlines for women that have been through harassment of some sort, whether it's physical or mental harassment from a man.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
So I wonder if that would kind of get close to that. Like it could be
No, it's just a second date.
But I mean, maybe that.
Serious for 1 second?
Maybe that guy on that second date has turned out to be a physically harassing, grabby.
So, but the hotline that you were referring to, isn't that like you call later to deal with it?
Oh, I don't know I think I've heard certain hotlines like this. Okay. I don't know.
So I'm sure this exists.
Is there a sex trafficking hotline?
Yeah, also that. Absolutely there is, but
it also doesn't qualify.
That's not necessarily, that's what I mean. Like nobody wants to reinvent the wheel, but if in Las Vegas, where a lot of people go out all the time and a lot of young people and a lot of weirdos too sometimes, let's, get the girl home safe.
So you're going to make these extraction runs at 11:30 p.m.?
No, I'd have to be like accepting of a call at like 4 a.m.
No, by then it's too late.
Okay.
They either escaped already or they're too drunk to care at this point. Or
wait, yeah. So what was your point? So yeah, it's like 11.
Yeah, it's probably 11:30 is when
that works for me.
The sobriety and panic meters converge.
Right. Yeah. When you take a hard look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah. We've had dinner. I've had 2 drinks.
Yeah.
I'm about to head over the cliff.
Yeah.
He's grazed my boob twice.
Well, yeah. Because that happened to me once, actually. Maybe that's why. So I was like 17 or 18. Yeah. And I can't remember why. I decided to go out on a date with this guy that I thought was nice.
Yeah.
And then we smoked weed. Okay.
Sounds like a good time so far.
And then I got the feeling that he wanted me to stay at his house because I met him at his house and we were going to go to a club or wherever. Yeah. Right. And I got the feeling that he wanted me to stay at his house and leave my stuff there, like my makeup stuff or whatever I had brought.
Yeah, you could just live here with me.
Because then I got high and I felt weird. And I was like, I need to take my stuff with me and put it in my car. That way I can leave right away when we come back. Yes, but think about it. That's what he wanted. Because when I took my stuff and we were going outside and I was going to stop by my car, he goes, why are you taking all your stuff already? So I was right. Okay. And then
every dude wants to get naked and have sex with you.
Well, but
on a date.
Okay, but this time, like, he could actually have gotten away with it.
Oh, okay. Well,
not necessarily with my conviction.
Consent. Okay. Yeah.
Gotcha. So we go to the club and the night keeps getting weirder and he keeps getting creepier. Right. And he's my ride. I mean, in a sense, back to my car because I parked close to his house.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, I see this girl that I know. And she came and she's like a super chatty,
angel of a savior,
super sassy girl. And she came up and she was like, hey. And she's like, what the hell are you doing with this guy? And I told her, I was like, he's kind of creepy. I'm high. and drunk, and I don't know if this is safe for me, you know? And so she was like, girl, don't worry about it, you know? And she was like, whatever, like swatted everything he had to say about why I should go back home with him at the end.
Yeah.
And she freaking took me home.
She rescued you.
Perfect. Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
See? So wouldn't you allow that for somebody like your sister or your daughter?
Yeah.
Or your mom?
Yeah. Well,
your mom could party too.
So is the danger when you're hanging out with a dude alone, you have to really judge his character before you start drinking and smoking weed?
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's also a way to relax, right? And like to be able to chill and have fun. And so.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard because he didn't do anything wrong yet, right? Except be creepy. Wait, what did he do that was creepy?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I just got a feeling that like it would have been weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like rapey vibes?
You know why? Because like he was kind of Ryan. Like, yeah, like not necessarily rape, but yeah, like be pretty intense about wanting to do it. And like, there was holes in his stories. Like he was like, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm rich, right? This kind of thing. And I went to his house.
You're 17.
Yeah. And there's like a kit of like men's trimmers in his bathroom when I went to pee. And I was like, what is that? And he was like, oh, I'm also a barber. See, and that's like a red flag, right? Like,
he's not rich?
No.
Oh.
So it's like, why are you lying? And then and see, now I'm remembering.
Chicks love rich dudes.
No, listen to this. And then he goes, do you love Chanel? I was like, who doesn't love Chanel? Yeah. And he gave me a handbag to wear for that night.
Oh, a loaner.
That was Chanel. But I think it was a knockoff. It was a knockoff. And
how do you know?
I don't know, you could tell. You could tell it was shitty. It was totally knockoff. And the inside, there was a hole in the lining. It was like bullshit, basically. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyway.
All right.
I just remember that. But
how'd you meet him? I'm curious. I'm not trying to convict.
No, yeah,
I'm not trying to paint you as.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to judge your story. I'm curious because it's such an entertaining story.
I know, it's so weird, right? Honestly, I don't remember how I met him.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
It sounds like a dude who thinks he knows, like, hey, 17-year-old girl's probably gonna dig fancy purses, rich dude, would do some weed, go to a nightclub, they love that, right? Then we can have sex.
Yeah.
That's probably what he was thinking.
Probably wasn't that creepy, but I was like, okay, it's creepy.
Well, I guess if you don't want to have sex with somebody and they really want to have sex with you, then that probably seems
creepy. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Especially if he's like way older, right? If he's like mid-30s and you're 17, you're like,
well, yeah. How'd you meet him then? If you're 17 and he's 30,
I think I worked at a hotel right when I started college.
Yeah.
And he was like a guest, and then he gave me his number or something, and he seemed rich. Why would he seem rich if I worked at like a 3-star hotel maximum? Oh my god. This is
a Best Western.
It wasn't. It was like one of those extended stays. Good God, Goldi. Oh my god.
No, we were all young. We were all 17 once. Hey. Wait, but was rich part of the attraction? Or not at all?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, you fell for a rich guy.
I know.
Well, a fake rich guy.
Oh my god. What was I doing?
Okay, if he had actually been rich, would this be a different story then?
No, it was still creepy.
Would 17-year-old Goldi be like, oh, I found a rich guy, great?
I probably would have wanted his money at that time, but I would have still not wanted to sleep with him.
Yeah.
So I would have tried to like get the money at the club and then be like, bye.
Trying to jack him.
But
now.
I realized early in the night that he was a barber, so I wasn't gonna get any money. I had a fake Chanel bag.
So if you want to scam 17-year-old girls, you gotta be smoother than this dude.
That's true. Or you gotta be
put on a better show.
Yeah, I was thinking on my end, like, please be smarter, girls, please.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why I want to, get the girls out of the club, right?
Yes.
So yeah. So I'll let you know how that goes.
Well, yeah.
I'll keep you posted on that project.
All right. I'm going to do the final question section.
Right.
First question for you. Mm-hmm. What great daily habit or habits do you have?
My great daily habit is to stretch. You guys stretch? Not enough. No. You can't believe how important it is for you to feel good in every single part of your body. Like if you stretch your hamstrings, it's important for.
Are you trying to sneak us into yoga?
Your traps. Okay, yoga is great, but if you don't have time for yoga, nobody gives a shit. You can stretch for 5 minutes a day and like change your life.
I probably do it once
Change your comfort level.
every few weeks when I remember.
I know it's bad too.
Actually, my wife, she'll watch me on the bed. I'll do some weird. I'm just trying to stretch my leg all the way back and my arms and my back and everything.
Okay.
It's the leg one. She's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Oh my gosh.
Because
it's probably not very flexible either, right? So you're just kind of like in this like Lego position.
I think for a guy, there's no way to look normal or not sexy with a leg stretch. So
you pull your leg up past your head or what?
I try to pull that as far as it goes, but it looks weird.
It's impressive. I would get about 30% of the way there, and my leg would still be down there. That's impressive.
Oh my God, I have to have another yoga class for you guys.
Well, so your story earlier about the chiropractor?
Yeah.
Actually, I literally every night as I'm laying down for bed.
You do that stretch that does that?
Yeah, where I'm twisting so that my back
that's great.
cracks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It just feels good and
But
I relax.
Is it the one where you put like the left or the right leg out, you put your left arm?
And then you shake it
I'm literally twisting as far as I can safely not injure myself. Yeah. And then you hear
That's a good one, guys. But yeah, honestly, if you forget, guess what? Put an alarm on your phone.
A stretch alarm?
And you say 5 minutes and you pick, is it morning or night? And you go with it. 5 minutes. That's it. Yeah. And if you do it at night, it's bomb because then you like melt into bed, right?
Yes.
Hey.
Huh.
Next question.
But I just do that one stretch.
No, please do more for 5 minutes. If you don't know how, go to YouTube and put 5 minute bed stretch.
Yeah.
Or you like sleepy time stretch. That's
yes.
it. I'm serious. Literally type that.
I'm not against it.
Okay, good. Go ahead, Lem.
I also eat a banana a day.
Does he keep the doctor away?
For the potassium.
Nice.
And to stop myself from eating unhealthy sugar stuff.
I love it.
Next question. What do you know or think of cryptocurrency?
So I know that my husband has no faith in me.
No faith in you.
No, because I run all of our crypto and fun things like that, all of our ventures. And, it's down right now. And so there's a lot of people saying, it's dead. It's not going to come up. What are you doing? You're losing money. But it's a matter of time, you just got to believe. It's a matter of time. And right now it's low. So what? That means it's a good time to buy, But think of it as a long-term investment. Don't freaking be a weirdo and go like look at it every day, like 5 times a day. Just like put some money that is okay to risk and maybe a little extra more and then leave it alone and then check on it next year.
This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for educational purposes only. So I'm a software engineer and I look at crypto in a different light.
Yes.
Blockchain technology is going to change the world. We humans have never had anything like this before. I would suggest, and this is not financial advice, everyone that can, do your hardest to get at least $10,000 into crypto.
Love it.
I think
Amen.
Blockchain is the future. It's going to change the world. It's going to be a huge paradigm shift. Everything is going to be impacted by blockchain.
I am so happy to hear you right now.
I have to disagree with the just believe part though. The Goldi said earlier, you just have to believe.
No, so yeah, you pick consciously, do I believe in this or not? And then go with that. If you don't, then don't do it.
No, but you could believe in neti pots.
Yeah, but I think...
or Himalayan salt crystal lamps.
No, this is just like buying anything that has value now, right? Like that's like buying a piece of artwork, If you think people are going to keep wanting it, then great, buy it. And if you think, this is probably going to die down, then don't do it. It's not for you. But if you don't have the stomach for it and you're going to freaking check your phone like all the time, every day.
Well, that's just gambling.
Yeah. It's like a rush of dopamine and then
sadness.
And then sadness, exactly. Just leave it alone. Let the naysayers be like, oh, it's down. Ha, 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 you dummy. Now, don't put your whole, life savings or your mortgage or whatever in there immediately. But
yeah,
when you say that, just believe, have you talked to other developers before or have you read articles what's your thoughts on crypto?
What is the basis for your belief?
I haven't talked to other developers except you, and I'm happy to hear what you think. But I think in general, like if you're going to invest in something, it should be in something that you at least have studied and half believe in, right? Like with anything, like with a house, you know, or with like all kinds of dumb shit can happen to your investments at any point. So either be like, well, something will, and then look at risk, you know, is it really going to happen or not? And then if it's something that you believe in and something that like, you know is going to grow, then freaking what's wrong with you to go for it?
Buy things that you think will do well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think in the stock market world, they call that a positive thesis.
I like it. But I'm also a cheery optimist for no damn good reason.
Well, it's better.
So I could be wrong too. You know what I mean?
No,
I'm not like 100% set on anything that I really believe in. So it's kind of a leap of faith.
No, but if you were a negative Nancy, you wouldn't be on the show.
Aw.
Depressing people don't get on the show.
That's good.
I think blockchain will definitely change the world. I think it's just a matter of time when us stupid humans decide to use it. I think it's an amazing, amazing technology, and not enough people understand it. A lot of people are getting into it just for the money, which I'm okay with it, but it kind of sucks from a technological advancement. Like it sucks that people are just for the money. I understand that. I understand greed and whatnot, but this stuff there's a consensus mechanism that could lead into consensus of truth. And there's a whole,
okay.
I think that could change everything, everything from business to accounting to lawyers to government.
Yeah.
It could hit all that.
Okay. So I have a question for you though. How do you feel about like its environmental standpoint?
I think it's fine because as many, this is what I've, the little research I've done, governments around the world are pushing for green energy. So there's already a lot of, whether it's water turbines and wind energy, water energy,
hydroelectric.
And a lot of those countries that have that also have supposedly cheaper electric costs, and with cheaper electric costs, guess who wants that? The miners. So a lot of, I hear that even Bitcoin could technically be considered green now. There's enough miners that are in green countries, where they're evening out
the carbon footprint.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying that coal burning is the actual problem, not using electricity for crypto mining?
Like my brain's slow or something.
Like you're saying it's not using a ton of electricity is not bad as long as your source is clean.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to go to proof of stake.
Okay, well, I'm happy to hear that, to be honest, because that was my one hang up. And I mean, obviously, everybody should do their own research.
And Emmett's point, actually, proof of stake is so Bitcoin is proof of work, and it looks like it's going to stay proof of work, which uses a lot of electricity. Proof of stake is a different consensus mechanism that uses a lot less energy, like something like 99%. I might be wrong on that. 99% less energy.
Okay.
Some people could argue proof of stake could allow big whales, people with a lot of money to kind of fuck the system. But for now, we don't see that in Ethereum 2.0, which will be proof of stake.
Yes, I have stakes in there, yeah.
Oh, awesome. So
you're
excited. I'm staking.
Yeah, I think the future of Ethereum is looking really bright. Hopefully Ethereum 2.0 proof of stake will come out between March all the way up to like September. We'll see. I mean, it's a big window.
Yeah.
So whenever you hear proof of stake, there's a lot less electricity.
That's good. Yeah. I like that. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, because Steph, because I went, oh, Thanksgiving, don't worry. And then I went, oh, Christmas, don't worry. By the time, New Year's, Valentine's Day. And so he's like, you said our money. I'm like, sweetie, it's just a waiting game.
It is a waiting game.
It's okay. And then it'll be great.
This is not financial advice.
And we don't need it right away,
But I suggest everyone, if you could put in 10,000 and then also wait around 10 years. So hopefully
yes.
I don't have 10 years to get all this greed.
I believe that.
Well, if you don't
even 5.
Well, if you don't want to wait, then put in, if you got 200,000, put in 200,000 and hopefully wait for 5 years.
Oh.
Yeah, bruh.
If I had 200 grand, I would be renting a Lamborghini right now, not investing in cryptocurrencies.
That's where you're wrong.
That'd be a horrible decision. You would
I'm joking. Since we're not giving a financial advice, I was being ridiculous.
Next question. What's the biggest problem for humans? What should we do to fix it?
The biggest problem for humans? is
getting trapped at a nightclub with a creeper. I need a rescue chopper.
I saw this question earlier and I was like, I would love to have a great answer for this.
Oh, you're prepared for this?
Well, no, obviously. Obviously not.
Well, it was my fault. I sent it to you late. I was supposed to send it to you weeks ago.
No worries.
Procrastination is the biggest problem.
Oh my God. The biggest problem is starts with a G.
Greed.
Are we translation?
Greed.
Yeah.
Goop.
And goop. Greed and goop. Goopy greed.
Greed.
What would you do to fix it? What systematic thing would you put in place?
No, there's no way to fix it. You know, you could put certain, you know, there's like socialist countries and things, and that's great, but that doesn't change that there's greed. I think it's a human need, right? It's like I need to make sure I'm on top and that I have the most, and this.
No,
and
that's
that.
Power.
Okay, you can be greedy about power.
Okay, yeah.
Was this may be a stupid question, or I'm stupid for not knowing. Is Switzerland a more socialist country?
They are, yeah. They definitely lean that way.
Do you?
They're not socialist, but for us, you could consider it somewhat socialist.
Would you say that what you saw, people are less greedy?
Oh, that's hard to say. I mean, I guess there's more people in general that are not greedy, but you know, the people that are really rich, they're still there. They're still greedy.
So greed is wanting more than enough, wanting too much, wanting more than you could. Is it a fair share issue, or is it wanting more than? Is there a gluttony?
I think you should.
What you can answer? I don't know.
No, well, what I mean is like, what if I wanted 4 cars?
I'm afraid Emmett knows my answer. So
yeah, what if I wanted 4 cars? Is that greedy, or is it just me liking cars?
Well, you're greedy anyway. So
I mean, if I don't buy 4 cars, it's not going to help anybody in Mexico get a car.
Okay, but what if you use that money to go get somebody in Mexico a car?
Well, then I'd be a freaking saint.
Yeah, they would. But you definitely wouldn't be greedy.
And then the cartel would recruit me.
Yeah, they would. Like, where is this coming from?
Okay.
Anyway.
No, I'm just curious about the concept of greed. Where's the line? Is what, you know, what if I want?
I think when you start questioning if you're greedy or if someone's greedy, I think that's your answer.
Oh, but what if you're just selfish and you don't care and you think you deserve everything?
Well, no, I mean, so I guess not about yourself.
Oh,
right. It's about like if someone were to look at your life.
Oh, okay.
Or the majority would look at your life and be like, well,
yeah,
I don't know.
Okay. I would define it as if someone is benefiting at the cost of another. Now, I know you could say, okay, I went to McDonald's, I paid for a Big Mac. I paid I don't know how much is a Big Mac nowadays.
I think they're $9 now.
Let's just say $26. So
inflation, it's serious.
So I pay for this Big Mac, and then there's that worker behind the counter. Yeah, they're getting paid
15 or something.
Oh,
yeah, it's 15. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's a bad example, maybe.
I've been in the wrong career my whole life, apparently.
I know McDonald's gets a cut. I know they may not be happy working that, maybe. Now, if at scale, if I went somewhere and bought something, I saw all the employees were unhappy, and I know for a fact that company is treating their employees crappy, is that right or wrong? That's up to me to choose that. So then that's where I would say greed. If someone the thing is they won't know, they won't care. The person won't care. They're gonna.
Are you saying Jeff Bezos is greedy, but you're not because you buy so much stuff from Amazon?
Because buying all this equipment here
won't
change Amazon. But me talking about Amazon, Jeff Bezos, you motherfucker, is better. Me saying you motherfucker to Jeff Bezos, I think, is good use of this equipment. It has more an impact than the
not buying.
Yeah.
Then boycotting?
I feel you.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel you. I like it.
Thank you.
Nothing for you, Emmett.
No, I would definitely call him greedy, but
me?
No, Jeff Bezos.
No, I understand. If the devil's advocate thing is I'm buying from Amazon, I don't like what I see with Amazon, but Amazon is a product of America. It's not a product of Jeff Bezos. Yeah. Amazon was going to happen.
Amazon's following all the laws and rules as they exist.
Yeah. And Amazon is doing some really technologically amazing things. It's just unfortunate that we have laws in place and lobbying we have corporate America in a way that allows Jeff Bezos.
So if Amazon treated its employees really well compared to everybody else and they were all super happy, then you wouldn't be mad at Jeff Bezos.
I think so. I think it'd be simply that. I mean, because many people may hate this, that I'm saying this. Not Jeff Bezos, Amazon, if they're putting out businesses, malls and stuff, I'm actually not upset at that as much. Like, yes, local malls, I wish local businesses would survive. I do wish that, but I think we have a technological advancement, a technological movement that I think we have to, as humans, to progress, we have to go down this path. So Amazon's not at fault moving that way. So I'm not mad at them for putting out malls, if that makes sense.
You're not mad at the disappearance of KB's toy stores?
Yeah, I'm hoping KB's toy stores could maybe in a utopian world, KB's toy stores found a way to work with Amazon, and Jeff Bezos and Amazon treats KB's toys well, where they could stay in business, and it could be good for the employees, good for all the vendors, but that doesn't seem to be the world that we live in.
Yeah.
Next question.
You can't just be going around donating to charities all the time and giving all your time and blowing up balloons and helping people with cancer and saving girls from nightclubs.
Oh my God.
What kind of life is that?
Oh my God.
What's your favorite food or dish?
Well, up until recently, my favorite food was steak, like a ribeye.
Anti-vegetarian.
Yeah. Now
he's a big ribeye guy.
Going forward, I don't know.
Ribeye and wine.
Oh yeah.
A good would be. It depends on the wine and the seasoning of the steak.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh wait, are you moving the vegetarian? Oh, because you saw that documentary.
Yeah, so now we're trying to be good veggies, but I don't know what is a delicious vegetable. Like vegetarian food. I guess pizza.
There's no vegetarian food that satisfies like a ribeye.
There's not.
Okay, I agree with that.
No, there's not. Absolutely not. So, we made a pact. We're like, you know what? If every once in a while we really want something, we'll go have it in a restaurant and then we'll come home, not have it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also healthy for you too to eat some meat.
You're supposed to do it for like iron purposes. But like, come on, like nowadays, I mean, you can engineer it into a tiny little capsule.
Yeah, I've just seen people that have gone truly vegetarian
that were deficient. Yeah. Because they're not paying attention. They're just doing the best they can, but they're not educating themselves on what they need and how to fix that.
Ooh, challenge to all you sucker ass vegetarians.
Sometimes we have genetic things.
Yeah.
Sure. But with that exception.
Next and last question. Shout out 2 friends that you think should do this podcast.
Okay. 2 friends. I want to shout out. Oh, I totally had a shout out that I wrote and I forgot who it was going to be. Isn't that awkward?
Oh, did you write it in the email?
I may have written it.
No, but if you say it now, they're going to know that you forgot them.
Yeah, I know, right?
Here, I'll check.
Okay, but otherwise, do I have any friends?
You don't tell the world that you don't have friends. Oh. That's like sociopathic.
Okay, I have many friends. Shout out number 1. That is is the person I would like to do this podcast would be my mom.
You would like your mom to come on the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
She'd be a hit, I think, because she's so funny. She has like a funny accent. She's so cute. She's super cute. Yeah. And then the other person would be, she just moved to Vegas. So.
Oh, your mom moved to Vegas.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the other person I would like to do this podcast is our new dog that we're going to get soon.
Oh.
So, yeah, his name's Semper Fi.
You've named the dog even before you...
The breeder names them.
Oh,
because she has the whole system. Yeah.
You have one on order. Okay.
This is not just really positive thinking. One.
Okay.
No. We really want one specific. So.
Is there a Marine Corps connection?
Why?
Semper Fi is the...
Oh, right.
The motto of the Marine Corps.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Are you still in touch with the gal that saved you from the nightclub when you were 17 years old?
I'm not. But I remember her name. Her name is Marty, which
Yeah.
I think is like a cool name for a girl already.
Yeah.
Freaking Marty saved me.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta find her.
Hey, do you still have the number of your jail friend? Did you throw away that phone number?
I did. Did you want them on the podcast?
No, you just name so many interesting
threw it
characters
away.
in your stories.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We could have a Goldi reunion.
Oh my God.
Awkward people
So
from
how
your
was
past.
she during this period? Asked my aunt when I was depressed, drinking wine.
All right,
yeah.
Goldi, thank
Okay.
you so much for spending
Thanks,
the
guys.
time with us.
I loved it. Thank you so much for having me. I'm
Cheers.
really
Cheers.
grateful to know you guys. Thank you for everything.